guys, I'm Danny Johnson, CEO at TPP, The Positive Porpoise.
I'm Jason Miller from Fins Up SoCal Fan Club.
I'm Scott Howell from Atlanta Dolphin Club.
Mark Angelo, NorCal Dolphin Club.
And you're listening to Clock Blockers, Miami fans' #1 morning show.
Run it, 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 run it.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy, Stephen D, and we are live on Spread Kindness Friday. What's up, everybody? Hope y'all are having a great, beautiful Friday. I'm your host, Stephen D, on the #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Want to say good morning to my Fins family and my Fin-Laws. Hope y'all are doing beautiful out there on this beautiful Friday morning. Hey, look, if you don't know who I am, I don't know what type of rock you've been living under, but I am Stephen D, Stephen Daniels. You can follow me on social media at Stephen D, SKPL. Spread kindness, positivity, and love. Make sure you guys go follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all those beautiful things. Make sure you guys go do that. If you are not following Miami Sports Music, also follow Miami Sports Music at MIA Sports Music on Twitter and on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Miami Sports Music. Want to remind you guys to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. There are plenty of seats at the table for you. Make sure you guys do that today. If you are already somebody who is involved in subscribing, get another friend. It's Spread Kindness Friday, so let's get a friend involved today. Can you all do that? Can you all make that happen? Let's make that happen. Get a friend, subscribe to the channel today. It is Spread Kindness Friday. That is the goal today. Want to also remind you all, too, if you guys want to sign up, become a member today, the link is in the description below. If you hit the little drop down in the description there, you'll see the link to sign up to become a member. Can we get 5 new members today? Can we get 5 new members today? How awesome would that be? Let's make that happen. 5 new, beautiful, wonderful members today. Also, hey, look, you want to help the channel grow by donating? A lot of different things you guys can do. You guys can sign up, or you guys can donate to the channel using the $, which is the YouTube Live Super Chat button right below the chat there. If you see the chat, you'll see a little $sign button. You click that. You guys can donate through there. Just want to remind you guys, if you guys donate in increments of 10 today, at the end of the show, we are going to do a awesome drawing of this autographed Brandon Jones 8x11 PSA certified, courtesy of ZSM Sports and Zachary Ever. Super excited about it. ZSM Sports, your #1 place to get all your sports memorabilia. So make sure you guys sign up, get that started today. Zachary is such an amazing guy, and ZSM Sports has got a lot of really cool stuff. So get this if you donate in increments of 10. So $10 is 1 slot, $20 is 2 slots, $30 is 3 slots. Let's raise some money for the channel today. Let's have a big day. It's Friday. It's payday. Let's raise some money for the channel. Let's see if you guys can get yourselves a Brandon Jones autograph 8x11. Let's go. Let's go. Okay? Let's do that. Again, courtesy of ZSM Sports. If you guys want to donate through Cash App, which is $MSM Podcast Network, or PayPal, which is MSM Podcast Network, I will double your entries into the drawing this afternoon. Okay? I will double your entries into the drawing this afternoon. So if you donate $10 on Cash App or on PayPal, instead of getting, let's say an example, you did $10 donation, you'll get 2 slots instead of just 1. Okay? So donate through Cash App or PayPal. I'll double your entries. All right, let's make that happen today. Let's have a huge day. I want to give a big shout out to our other sponsor, our main sponsor of the show, Tail Greeter. Tail Greeter is absolutely amazing. I know football season's over, but that doesn't mean the tailgate doesn't stop. Make sure today you download the app on your current Apple or Android device and follow Tail Greeter on social media at TAILGREETER. Download the app today. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything. And Tail Greeter, the tailgate never stops all year long. So make sure you check them out today. All right. We got a big, amazing show lined up for you today on Spread Kindness Friday. I'm super excited about it. Got a lot to talk about. The Masters. opening day, which is also in full swing today for the Miami Marlins. Just a lot of cool stuff to talk about. And then, we're going to get into the Dolphins stuff. More allegations that came to light yesterday. We're going to get into that. We got to talk about it. Just a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm going to have Cameron from East 32 come on in a little bit too. But it is Friday. And normally on Wednesday, every other Wednesday, I have Xavier Scruggs come on from MLB Network, ESPN. He's got a lot of really cool stuff. Xavier Scruggs is going to be doing Sunday Night Baseball's pre- and post-game show on ESPN. He'll be doing a brand new, almost like a Good Morning Football show on MLB Network. That'll be in the afternoons at 3 p.m., only on MLB Network. He's going to be calling games this year for ESPN. He'll be doing the pre- and post-game show for the Tampa Bay Rays. He's got a lot of stuff lined up. And I had the chance to sit down with him last night. So we're going to play that now. It's about 25 minutes long. We get into everything from opening day to just how stuff's been going on with him, as well as, Miami Marlins and the roster and what the Marlins roster looks like. So sit back, relax, watch this. We recorded it last night, and then we'll get into the rest of the news. And don't worry, don't go anywhere. Dolphins talk is up too. So just sit tight. We're going to have a good time. This is back-to-back, the number one baseball segment in all of YouTube and podcasts. Let's go. Miami Sports Music's number one Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers. I'm your host, Stephen D. We are back with the number one baseball segment. It is opening day, Thursday, Friday, absolutely crazy. So let's bring in the man that is, we couldn't do this segment without him. Back to back. Xavier Scruggs is in the building. What's up, Xavier?
Hey, what's going on, Steve? Hey, appreciate you having me, man. It's crazy that it's opening day, that it's here now. It seemed like for a long time we may not have an opening day, right, during the off season. So I'm excited about today. I'm excited about the future of our game really this year. I'm juiced.
I remember talking to you like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, like texting you like, is today going to be the day? Are they going to come to an agreement?
Right.
And so we're here, which is great, which is absolutely amazing. There's so much stuff to talk about. I don't really know where to begin. So I guess the first thing I actually want to get into, because I always talk about this with you, and I think it's a big thing, is the news of Julio Rodriguez in Seattle making the team right out the gate, and how Seattle has done such a great job marketing him. You and I talk behind the scenes a lot about marketing in Major League Baseball. It seems like Seattle's doing it the right way. What are your thoughts about Julio, and what are your thoughts about, Seattle's marketing to it too?
Man, first and foremost, Julio Rodriguez, J-Rod, he's somebody that I met a couple of years ago, and really have kind of kept in contact with him. He trains out here in Tampa where I live. Somebody I've seen work like face to face and how he gets it in right in the off season. So I appreciate that. But then seeing the mental side of what he's done to get himself in a position to be on the opening day roster for the Seattle Mariners. First and foremost, he deserves it. He balled out during spring training. He's balled out up until this point. I love the idea of our game now, trying to find ways to push that young player and be okay with them being in the big leagues, make mistakes if they need to, but if they're ready, they're ready. So I love that. And then to your point about marketing, the Mariners did an amazing job, right? We saw it on all platforms with them showing the inside of what it's like when Scott Service told J-Rod, you're going to the show. You're going to be on the opening day roster. So it gave me chills because it reminded me when I first got called up, but then also him, they showed him calling his mom and talking to his mom, and his mom saying, I told you, it all happens through God. All those things remind you of the sacrifices that players and families go through to get themselves to this point. So I'm excited to see him in the show at the highest level on the biggest stage. But then to your point, Seattle Mariners did it right, and kudos to them for really showing the inside of what that looks like, because when we feel that as fans, that just draws us to this game and that person even more.
I was telling people on my morning show, I was like, how good their marketing is. We're a Miami-based sports morning show, and we're talking about a Seattle Mariner making that's how good their marketing was.
Yeah.
And
you don't see that too often.
I was blown away by it, and I thought it was so good. And I liked it reminded me of the NFL Hard Knocks, kind of how he was sitting down. Hey, you're going to make the squad.
Exactly.
It was really good. It was really good. Another thing that I kind of want to get into real quick before we get into everything else is the Miami Marlins. We are a Miami Marlins show. And so let me bring in real quick exactly what is going on. And that is this staff. The roster was announced for the Miami Marlins, the 2022 opening day. There's some names up here that I want to go over. Jazz Chisholm, obviously, I think he's going to have a great year. Jesus Aguilar, another person that I think is going to have a great year. I'm looking at this roster here, Xavier. There's 3 or 4 All-Stars here, right?
Yeah.
Right?
No, there possibly could be. And I think what's exciting about the Marlins is, everybody's talking about the other teams in the division, and the Marlins can kind of go under the radar, right? We saw what they did. We saw what they did in a shortened 2020, right? Getting to the playoffs, beating the Cubs, doing it. And obviously that was a shortened season, but now I look at this rotation that's even stronger since then. I look at them adding some pieces to the offense, which has been big. I look at them adding a backstop and a Jacob Stallings, who was a Gold Glover last year. So for me, I think this team can really fly under the radar as long as they take care of business out of the division, right? I think a lot of these teams are going to beat up on each other in the division.
They are.
But if they take care of business out of the division and really win the games that they should win and win those one-run games, I think they'll be all right. I think this is a team that, we've a lot of people have been counting out on a national level, but I don't think you can with that staff. You talk about Alcantara. You talk about some of those guys that are
Trevor Rogers is the one that I'm looking out for this year. And then their 5th starter is Jesus Luzardo. He's not a pushover. He's a great pitcher.
No, and I love the fact that these guys, they don't pitch like young bucks, right? No. They come right at you. They're coming with the flames. And I love that about them. So
they made a trade a couple of days ago with the Orioles for Tanner Scott and Cole Sulser.
Yeah,
Tanner Scott's got one of the nastiest sliders in all of baseball.
Yeah, and I love that too, because they understand how important depth is going to be this season, right? And especially early on, because you have some young guys. They're not going to be able to eat up a lot of innings from the jump. So you got to have the depth in the bullpen to be able to spell those guys in the rotation. 28
roster spots. Very interesting, right? Because when you played, there was only 25. How do you think that extra, these 3 extra people on the roster, how do you think that impacts teams? Do you think it's a positive? Do you think it's a negative? Are you happy that there's 28-man rosters now compared to 25-man rosters 4 years ago?
Yeah, I'm happy about it. At least for the first, what was this supposed to be for, like the first month or so?
Yep.
So I'm happy about it because it helps the injury factor from a pitching standpoint, but then also you look at some of these teams with a lot of versatility and they can use those extra couple of guys off the bench, whatever it may be, extra relievers. I think the teams that understand how to use that versatility will most benefit from that. Instead of like the last 3-4 guys on the bench not really playing, no, it's going to be important for those guys to be used and used the right way.
100%. All right, let's talk a little bit real quick just about some of the trades that went down. It seems like trades have been going down all the way up to even today. Are there any trades over the last 72 hours that have kind of stuck out to you? I know Chris Paddock went from.
I was literally just about to say Chris Paddock. Going to the Twins.
Twins all of a sudden look scary good, by the way, in the Central now.
What they're doing is they like that depth factor. We talk about it a lot. It gets overused, but it's really important because you see teams like the Padres in which, they got guys back in that trade as well. Rogers' brother, right? Taylor Rogers. So, excuse me. So
Small
getting
world,
guys,
right?
getting those types of guys is going to be extremely important during the course of 162. But then you also think of the Padres, who were a team that at the last second last year, like they wanted to go out and get more depth, and it just wasn't there. Like they had guys hurt, like Yu Darvish, Blake Snell, guys that got hurt towards the middle of the season, and they didn't have the depth anymore. So Minnesota understands that. The Padres understand that. They understand how important it is to be able to use that, especially early on. The only thing I don't know, like Rodgers is such a good closer. I'm surprised to see the Twins actually kind of let him go in that sense. They needed the starting pitching in a Chris Paddock. So, but they're bolstering. They're trying to bolster the starting rotation. That was one area of weakness, but they've got to do what they can because that offense is gonna cause some trouble. They're gonna bang for sure.
Speaking of trouble, there seems to be this thing about the Atlanta Braves and the LA Dodgers and former players, and there will be some drama with Ronald Acuna and Freddie Freeman.
Yeah,
Freeman did an interview today, or was it yesterday? It was on MLB Network, basically stating, "I love Ronald Acuna Jr." The reason I asked that, I mean, if you want to comment on it, great. I want to hear from you on that. But if not, how often does that happen in a Major League Baseball clubhouse, though? Stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm sure it happens more than most people realize. There's always going to be some form of, I don't want to say hazing, but there's going to be some form of, hey, you've got to earn your keep as a young guy, right? Whether it be, hey, don't sit on the couch because you haven't earned your spot. And we don't, another thing too, is we don't know like when these interactions were happening in which Ronald Acuna mentions, they told me not to wear eye black, I think it was, and wear my hat a certain way.
And Freddie Freeman was basically saying, hey, look, there's a dress code that we have in Atlanta and you have to do it that way. And I was just enforcing it.
Yeah, it's understandable. Guys will enforce it the way they want to enforce it, right? And all those things happen all the time. A lot of times, and it's just either making a player feel like they have to earn their keep, or letting a player understand, hey, you're not bigger than the team. But there's always going to be some type of friction too. Like not everybody's going to like each other. You don't always like who you work with, but oftentimes you do respect that person because you understand you guys are fighting for one goal, one common goal. So it happens more than people probably realize.
Opening day started today, Thursday and Friday here. What are you, number one, it's crazy how well Major League Baseball is doing everything. They now have made this deal with Apple TV. Apple TV's in on it now, MLB Network, ESPN. You're going to be involved in some of this stuff. It seems like MLB Network is putting out their product out in the front where all eyes can see them. I'm really excited. Are there any games Thursday or Friday that stick out to you that you're excited to talk about or see?
Yeah, I think, being a former St. Louis Cardinal, just the Albert Pujols factor of, him having his first game back in St. Louis in which he's wearing a jersey, the Cardinal jersey, back with Yachty, back with Waino, something magical about that, right? So that was something that I was locked in on. I was locked in on the Red Sox and the Yankees, but that game got postponed. And then, the Braves, the Braves coming and knowing that they won it last year, but also understanding that you have a great team, but you have to do it again, right? It last year is done, but this is a new year, new squad. You talked about Freddie Freeman is now with the Los Angeles Dodgers. You have Matt Olson. You have a great roster, but
I'm excited to see how he works with that team. I'm so excited to see how Matt Olson works with that team because I know what he provided for Oakland for the last few years, and I was nervous when Freddie Freeman left, but I think I don't want to say Freddie Freeman can be replaced, but Matt Olson's going to be fun to watch in the Braves lineup.
If somebody could replace a Freddie Freeman, it's going to be Matt Olson. Not only offensively but defensively too. Gold Glover, right? So, you solidify yourself on both sides of the ball right there.
Speaking of the Cardinals, real quick, I was watching the first game today. Two things that stuck out in my mind. Number one, you kind of already hit it on it. It was so cool seeing Pujols in a jersey again, but you got Yachty, Adam Wainwright, and Pujols on a team together again since 2006.
Wow!
And so that it's as a big baseball fan that I am, I don't care who's playing. It was kind of cool to see that. I enjoyed that. And then they got that kid O'Neal. And I even texted you while I was watching the game today saying, hey, look, this is a scary lineup when you got Albert Pujols on deck and they're still like, that is a scary lineup top to bottom, St. Louis. And nobody's really talking about them as a favorite to go all the way.
Yeah, I think to your point, I mean, the lineup is good. The lineup is
Nolan
and Tyler
Arenado.
O'Neal.
Yep.
Tyler O'Neal was one of those guys that kind of busts on the scene last year, but I feel like if he does what he did last year and continues upon that same trend, he'll be in that MVP conversation. He's got the power, he's got the defense, good base runner, does a lot of the little things really well. And that's one thing about the Cardinals. They play good defense. They always do the little things. The pitching staff, the loss to Jack Flaherty is going to be big for them. That's their ace, right? If Adam Wainwright doesn't do what he did last year, it's going to be hard to see how far they can go as a rotation. But offensively, defensively, it's all there. Now it's just about the pitching from that foundation standpoint. But to talk about Pujols, I mean, someone that I got a chance to really see coming up, was extremely influential in my own career. So now seeing him go back to St. Louis is like really special for me to see.
You got a chance to play with him, right?
I didn't play with him, but when I was in the minor leagues, he really mentored me. And then when I got to the big leagues, he had just basically gone over to the Angels.
Oh, so
yeah,
you missed out playing on him.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, now let's. There's a lot of stuff that went down over the last few days. We talked about trades. We talked about, some of these opening day games. Let's talk about some preseason. Well, I can't say preseason. Let's talk about early season predictions.
Yeah.
Who do we think is going to win these divisions? Because we're going to keep the receipt, Xavier, and we're going to hold you to it when we get to the playoffs. And if you're not right, we're going to get you, man. We're coming for you.
I'm trying to go back and find to make sure I got my right predictions too. So, yeah, man, I think. For me, I look at I'll start with the National League, like the West,
the National League, yep.
The West, the Dodgers. I mean, just a stacked lineup. I feel like they come out of the West. I feel like.
Hold on, I want to give you mine too. We're gonna go back.
Okay,
go. So you like
ahead.
the Dodgers in the West?
Yes, I like the Padres.
I like the Padres. I think this is the Padres' year to get over that hump. I'm not biased because I, think Manny Machado is Jesus in cleats. I love him. Okay. Love me some Manny, but I don't know, man. And the other thing too is it's not like the rest of that division isn't hard. There's no real easy team in that division.
No, absolutely not. I mean,
do you think San Diego can do it?
But, I do think they can do it. I think the Dodgers have just been built for it for such a long period of time. Like it's going to be hard to take them down, but if anybody does, I think it will be the Padres. I don't think the Giants are going to do what they did last year. What they did was unbelievable with that roster. So I think it's going to be tough for them to do that back-to-back years. And the Padres, we talked about it, they're still out here making moves. So they're going to go after it.
All right, so you got the Dodgers, I got the Padres. Let's go to the NL Central. Who do you got in the NL Central?
Central, I got the Brewers. That pitching staff, the three-headed monster in that rotation is going to be tough. And they added some offense, so I look at this team taking the Central.
I'm gonna go Cardinals, and the reason I'm going St. Louis is I just think there's going to be some of that special magic in the air in St. Louis, and wouldn't it? How great, don't you love baseball that? Couldn't they go out on champions, Yadier, Adam Wainwright, and Albert Pujols? Yeah. Wouldn't that be crazy? Wouldn't that be a storybook ending for their career?
Absolutely. And if I feel like it happens like that all too often.
It does. So, all right, you got Milwaukee, which, by the way, I like that prediction, and I got St. Louis. We haven't agreed on anything yet. NL East, who do you got? Remember, this is a Miami show. You will get some flack for it, okay?
Yeah, I mean, I was a former Marlin. I would love to say Miami, but I look at the Braves and I'm just like, dude, that is going to be a tough team to beat. So I got them coming out of the East. I really do.
All right, so I know I should say the Marlins, and I want to say the Marlins. My heart wants me to say the Miami Marlins, but I'm gonna say the New York Mets.
But
I'm gonna say the New York Mets. I think Buck Show. I mean, I got a chance to see Buck Showalter up close and personal in Baltimore for a lot of years, and I saw what he does to a clubhouse, and players respond to him, and players love him. You've interviewed Adam Jones. You know Adam. Adam loves Buck. And so I can only think the biggest reason why the Mets have never been able to quite get over that hump is a manager. And I think Buck is the person to take them to that next level. And look at come on, DeGrom and Scherzer, like that's a tough one too.
Yeah.
Every fourth and fifth day.
It is, but DeGrom's going to be out for a while, so it's going to be up to Scherzer and the rest of those guys.
That's why it's a marathon. It's not a race, Xavier. All right, so we agreed on absolutely nothing there. That's fine. All right, you had Atlanta. I got the Mets. All right, let's go to the AL. We'll start in the East. You are the pregame and postgame guy for the Tampa Bay Rays, so I'm assuming you're going to say Tampa.
Yeah, I definitely got Tampa coming out of the East.
Such a homer. I'm calling you out on it. Such a homer.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. They won 100 games last year. They won the division last year. They haven't really lost any pieces, so I expect to see them win.
You want to know something? I'm going Tampa too, because I think they're the best team in the East this year. I look, the Yankees, I think, tried too hard. I don't think Boston has what it takes as far as pitching is concerned. I think Tampa's the best team in the East this year, 100%.
We agree.
On one. That's one. AL Central. Who do you have for the Central?
Central, I got the White Sox.
Luis Roberts, my prediction for MVP, by the way, for AL MVP.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick. I like that.
Yeah, I got the White Sox too. I don't see anybody. I definitely don't see the Guardians, the Cleveland Guardians.
No. Still hard to say Guardians.
It is. It's so hard to say it. I was watching the game today, and I'm like, my wife comes in. She's like, "Who are the Guardians?" I'm like, "Well, there was this movie called Major League, and there was another team." No, I'm just messing with you. But it is weird to see them called the Guardians. All right, AL West. Who do you have in the AL West?
The West, I got Houston coming out of there.
Really?
Yeah, I still got Houston. They got most of their roster. You add a Verlander, who's looked very good so far. Obviously, you do lose Correa, which will play a part. But I still like them better than every other team. I mean, the Mariners, they're gonna be better as far as roster wise. I just don't know if they get over the hump of the Astros yet.
Isn't it weird? Carlos Correa and Byron Buxton are on the same team now.
Yeah, it really is. It really is
crazy. I want to say Seattle, but the hype is just like I'm hyped up on Julio. That's what that is. So to me, it comes down to the Angels, Rangers, and Astros. And I don't think the Rangers have what it takes to stay competitive all summer. So it's tough for me to go against Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout, man. Like that team, think about all the money they have invested in that team. I think I'm going to go with the Angels over the Astros. Got you.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough against to go get a star-studded Angels lineup, man. Like
crazy good.
They're going to be solid. They're going to be fun to watch.
All right. So who's your World Series prediction?
I got the who do I got? I got the Rays winning the AL pennant, and I got the Dodgers. I got the Rays and the Dodgers, and I think the Dodgers end up winning it this year. I'd like to see Atlanta run it back. I'd like to see the Rays win it, but I just think the Dodgers are just so.
Well, if the Rays win it, you get a Super Bowl ring. You get a World Series ring.
I would hope.
I'm gonna go.
Who you going?
San Diego.
Pods.
I think the Pods can do it, man. It's going to take a lot of luck. Don't get me wrong. And in the AL, I think I got to go with. I got to agree with you. I think Tampa's got what it takes to go all the way. Like they are built for like a long season, and they're built for 7-game series. Like they're not going to be scared of anybody they face.
That's true. That's true. They got so much depth. They got so much versatility, so much athleticism.
They do. So I'm going to go Mariners, Padres World Series. Or I said Mariners, Padres. I meant to say Padres Rays World Series. Padres Rays World. See, I got Julio Rodriguez on my mind, dude. Padres Rays World Series, and Manny Machado is going to win the MVP, and Padres are going to win it all.
Wow.
I'm not a homer at all. I watched Manny Machado play here for years. I just want to see him get the credit that he deserves, and that is top 10 player in the major league.
Yeah. I want to see him ball out too. I want to see him ball.
All right, man. Look, you have a lot of great things coming up. You had a big announcement that happened this week. Tell everybody what you got going on.
Yeah, I mean, I'll start with the kind of big announcement. Be running a daily show on MLB Network at 3 p.m. Eastern called Off Base. Excuse me, excited about that. It's kind of like a four-person panel just talking about the ins and outs of the game, what's going on daily. We talking anything from drip, what the players are wearing, to people's tweets, Instagram posts, all those types of things, man. Not just like the numbers all the time, right? We want to talk about like the real stories within the game that people are attracted to. So I'm excited about that. I'll be doing baseball tonight on Sundays before the Sunday night baseball game. So look out for that on ESPN.
Before the K-Rod stuff. I'm excited for that, by the way.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for that too. And then I'll be doing some, like you mentioned, Rays pregame, postgame stuff. That's going to be fun. I'm still doing the Sirius XM radio in the morning, MLB Network radio. That's a lot of fun. Do it with my guy, Steve Phillips, 7 to 10 a.m. But other than that, catch me on the socials, man. I'm trying to be more active on the socials and keep people involved.
I know everybody says when you say Stephen Daniels doing the show with Stephen Daniels, then look, no offense to Steve Phillips, then the show's going to blow up, bro. That's what we know. Xavier, look, man, I love doing this with you every 2 weeks. I know you're a busy guy. I know we're going to have to maneuver things and make it work, but I hope that this season we can do every couple of weeks and make this work, and it's going to be a lot of fun this year. I think baseball's got a lot of big stuff on the horizon, and you're going to be such a big part of it. So congratulations on everything, and I'm excited to see you in a couple of weeks.
Hey, thank you, man. Appreciate you. Keep doing you, and we'll catch up soon.
All right, man. Back-to-back a baseball segment on the #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers. We'll be right back. All right. What did y'all think of that? Pre-recorded segment last night with my man Xavier Scruggs. I had such a good time doing that with him last night. I saw some of you in the chat were trying to ask questions. I'm sorry. I had to make that work. We did that at like 9 o'clock last night at night. It's so much fun. Xavier's got so many cool things on the horizon. It's going to be an absolutely great time this year with Xavier Scruggs, doing stuff with him. And I'll be honest with you, we were doing stuff we were talking behind the scenes. There might be some really cool stuff with your boy Stephen D, doing stuff with Xavier, maybe somewhere around the country this year. A couple of things. I didn't even talk to my man Cameron about that yet. Cameron don't even know about that yet. Matter of fact, my man Cameron is sitting behind the scenes. He's like, hey, man, you told me to come listen to this. I need my coffee. It's Spread Kindness Friday. Let me bring my man in, Mr. Cameron 954. What's up, Cameron?
Hey, good morning. Happy Friday to y'all.
Happy Friday. Happy Spread Kindness Friday. What's up, man? What did you think of the segment that I just had with Xavier?
I caught the last half of it. It's ironic. When you were filming that last night, I was texting with him. And unbeknownst to me that you were doing that. So it was kind of funny and ironic. But I just threw him out a text just to wish him happy opening day. And it was cool. You just bounced it right back and said the same. And he said he was going on with you and doing a segment. So that was good stuff.
Yeah, man, he's such a good guy. We, he's got a lot of cool stuff coming up. One of the things is later on this summer in August is the Little League World Series in Williamsport. They do a Major League Baseball game this year. And so just cross your fingers. I might be doing some stuff with them out there in Williamsport. We'll see what happens. But I am excited. Got some cool stuff on the horizon with them. Should be a lot of fun. I just want to finish the baseball stuff up. Yesterday was opening day, a lot of great games. Just to kind of, go over what was seen yesterday from around the league in Major League Baseball. Cubs, your beloved Cubs, beat the Brewers 5-4. I watched the game. It was a really good game, by the way.
Great game. It was a lot of fun. Beat, Corbin Burns, who, that's no, small task. So I'm excited. I don't have any illusions of grandeur what the Cubs are going to do this year. They're clearly in the rebuilding, restacking mode. That said, they brought in some decent talent. They're going to compete. They might, surprise some people and be there, come September, but we'll see. But it was an exciting day. It was opening day. And not even to mention the first day of the Masters. We'll get into that later, but There was a lot of great things, a lot of excitement with baseball because of all the new blood, all these, young superstars that are finally making their break. You're a big Julio Rodriguez fan, as I am. Bobby Witt Jr. Cracked an RBI single yesterday for Kansas City. You got a new shortstop in Houston that's replacing Carlos Correa that's going to rake. You got this kid in San Diego that's taken over for Tatis while he's injured. His name is CJ Abrams. And I know I'm missing a few, but, man, it's exciting for me to see all this new young talent come and break onto the scene in Major League Baseball. And then what Ohtani did last night, he was throwing a no-hitter into the seventh inning, man.
I know. It was crazy looking at these numbers today. I mean, they ended up getting 8 hits, Houston, but they got him. I don't think they got him off Ohtani.
No, they didn't. It was off their bullpen. I want to shout out Level 2 Noob. Left field bleachers, brother, is where it's at in Wrigley Field. Man, all good ups to you for being out there for opening day. I wasn't there. In fact, this will be my first opening day that I'm going to miss in over a decade, so I'm quite upset about it. But it's all good, man. I'm glad Level 2 Noob was there.
You're with me. It's all good. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'm a consolation prize. No? Okay. All right. Hey, look, today, real quick, just the last thing to touch on baseball. Marlins open up today at 4:35 in San Fran. What you missed early in the first half of that segment was the roster for the Marlins. I got to be honest with you, man. I think they're the sleeper team in the NL. I really do. What are your thoughts?
That's a really good bet. And here's why. Everything can be said for what New York Mets did and adding Scherzer and and having DeGrom and, Tyler McGill and what Philadelphia did in adding their bats. What the Marlins did was really sneaky. They added 3 former All-Stars to a lineup.
Yep.
They have arguably the best young pitching staff in the National League, starting with Sandy Alcantara. Jesus Luzardo, who you picture right there, had an absolutely lights-out spring because he changed something in his windup. He's throwing a lot more four-seam and fastballs. His fastball through the spring was 2 miles per hour faster than what it was last year, which makes a big difference when he mixes in his wipeout slider. You got Trevor Rogers and Pablo Lopez, who are arguably, some of the best 2 and 3 starters in all of baseball. There's when a team has a great starting pitching staff, they can do some things regardless of what they do on the other side of the ball. And the Marlins had, I think, the 5th or 7th best bullpen last year, and they added to it this year.
So I mentioned with Xavier, they got Tanner Scott and Cole Sulser from the Baltimore Orioles, who I'm very familiar with. Tanner Scott's got one of the best sliders in all of Major League Baseball.
Listen, he is a potential closer. Anthony Bender, he added a changeup this spring. He led the National League in strikeout percentage last year. There's a lot of good things to look at in the Marlins. And let's talk about Jorge Solaire, who's 2 years removed from leading the American League in home runs.
World Series MVP.
World Series MVP last year. Acevel Garcia is a solid 30-homer guy who can steal bases and play plus defense. So, listen, there's a lot of good things happening in Miami.
Not to mention our boy, Jazz Chisholm, who I think is headed for a breakout.
I couldn't agree with you more. He has an opportunity if he stays healthy to be a 30-30 guy.
Yeah. He's that good. He's that good.
He's that good.
All right. Enough about that. Let's talk about what I enjoyed yesterday. I did the show yesterday, was having so much fun doing the show, and was so excited that, I don't watch a lot of golf, but I enjoy watching golf. And one of the things that I've watched sports ever since I was a little kid. I've always wanted to do a sports morning show. Neither here or there. I still say the greatest thing I've ever seen in sports is Tiger Woods at the U.S. Open years ago when he had I think his knee was done. His knee was blown out. And every time he was swinging the club, he was falling to the ground. And I think it was at Pebble Beach. I think it was the U.S. Open. And I want to say it was like 10 plus years ago. But to me, that's still the greatest sporting feat that I've ever seen. To win. Yesterday. So yesterday, exactly. So yesterday, he comes in the week and he says, hey, look, I'm going to see how I feel. I don't know if I'm going to play. I'll see how I feel on Thursday. Thursday comes around. He says, I'm feeling great. And then next thing you know, this man finishes the day tied for 10th, 1 under par, and he's four strokes back from the lead. Did you get a chance to watch him yesterday? I watched the entire round.
I watched the entire thing. I've got it on right now. At Masters.com. I've been following him since first tee off at 7:30 this morning. What Tiger did yesterday was incredible. Not only to play 18 months after, a life-threatening car accident, which he almost had his right leg amputated, and then developed compartmental syndrome, which, if you don't know, it's the tissue in your legs, your injured limb starts dying because there's not enough blood that gets to it. And then to see him, compete yesterday on the level with the greatest golfers in the world was just nothing short of amazing. He was visibly in pain. He was at times using his driver as a cane, but holy Moses, man. He rallied in the last 4 holes and birdied, I think, 17, which is amazing. And listen.
He just looked good. He looked so good.
He's got an opportunity to make the cut, which is incredible. Now, I will say, they're predicting some really rough weather this afternoon. I think Tiger tees off around
141. 141 is his tee time.
Yeah, he tees off this afternoon, and there's supposed to be 20 to 30 mile per hour winds, which changes the course dramatically. It's going to dry out, making the greens faster and harder to putt on, which isn't Tiger's strength. But he was hitting his second shots yesterday masterfully, and that's what you need to do at Augusta to have a chance to score. And so, as long as he can get it, within the fairway or close, to the fairway, he's got an opportunity to do the same today.
He totally does. Is there anybody else? We got a lot of people that know Tiger Woods but don't watch a lot of golf. Is there any other names people should look out for? I'll tell you, the number 1 player in the world, Scheffler, looked good yesterday too.
Scheffler's just steady Eddie, right? He's
won 3 out of the last 5 tournaments he's been in.
He hits his spots, right? But I will say Cameron Smith, the kid who won at TPC Sawgrass, and he's Australian, and he's been up and coming for the past couple of years. I think he was in the final group at the Masters last year. He is built for this course. He hits it long and straight. He putts. He's the best putter on the tour, and he's aggressive. He goes pin seeking. And, he shot, he was in the lead until Sanjay M took over the lead yesterday. But Cameron Smith, he's just got the game that's built for this course. And I expect him to put up another low number today and be in that final group come Sunday.
I'm trying to pull something up here. The last thing I want to say is, what does Tiger hasn't done 18 holes. He did 5.5 hours yesterday. He hasn't hit a golf ball like that in 18 plus months.
No, he's been playing a ton of golf. He's been practicing. He's been walking 18 holes down here in Jupiter. He's prepared to do it, and it's all about his tolerance for the pain and how his body recovers. So I was listening to an interview, and he's very fortunate that he's got a later tee time today because it gives him opportunity to get more treatment and recover. And that's what it's all about. It's about his body's ability to recover and his ability to withstand the pain, endure the pain for 5 hours of walking on that course. And I've walked that course many times before. It is brutal. It is an up and down hilly course with a lot of side slant grade. It's not a fun course to walk in. It's tremendously long. It's so it'll be a test for Tiger today.
All right. Look, tee time for Tigers 141. I will be on Twitter most of the afternoon watching that. That should be a lot of fun. And real quick for you NASCAR fans too. Okay, I know there's not a lot of you. Dale Earnhardt Jr. returns to the track tonight. He does once a year. He races once a year, and he'll be racing in the Xfinity race tonight at I think 7 p.m. And he'll be driving the number 88 Hellman's Mayo car. So I'm excited to see Dale Earnhardt Jr. back on the track tonight. That'll be
one thing about the Masters that I think is really cool is not only all the pomp and circumstance surrounding, the prestige of but all the former Masters champions and Champions Tour guys come out and play. I was watching Sandy Lyle, who won, I think, in 1981. Bernard Longer, who's still killing it on the Champions Tour, just playing this morning. It's just really cool to see these older fellas play and compete along with the young guys. It's pretty cool.
Hello, friends, and welcome to the Masters. I'm telling you, I got it, man. All right. Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers. I'm your host, Stephen D. We talk baseball with Xavier. We talk golf with Cameron. Now it's time to get into the nitty-gritty, and that is Miami Dolphins talk. A lot of stuff came out yesterday. Before we get into that, I want to remind you, hit the like button, donate to the channel. If you donate in increments of $10 this morning, I'm going to enter you into a raffle this afternoon for this Brandon Jones autographed 8x11, courtesy of ZSM Sports. Zachary's great over at ZSM. He's got this really cool Brandon Jones 8x11. If you donate in increments of 10, I will enter you into a raffle. So if you donate $10, that's one raffle, or that's one entry. You donate 20, that's 2, 33, so on and so forth. Let's raise some money for the channel. Let's help the channel grow. I can't do it without you guys. Let's do it. So donate to the channel. Let's help the channel grow. It's Spread Kindness Friday. Let's go. All right, let's get into the Miami Dolphins stuff because just a lot to go over there. Right? So yesterday afternoon, a lot of stuff was kind of reported. I really don't know where to start. I guess where I'll start is yesterday's filing in the memo. This is really interesting. This is from, I believe, Ian Rappaport's tweet. Flores wrote a memo to the alleged media. Let me, before I actually do that, let me preface this, okay? I understand that some of you want absolutely nothing to do with this news cycle, with the Dolphins. That some fans are like, why are we even talking about it? Two things. Number one, it's relevant to the Dolphins. Let's just get that out there. Relevant. Number two, you can't run away from it. Like it's gonna affect our franchise in some way, shape, or form. And number three, it's a reality of ignoring the problems is part of the problem, and you can't do that either. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to get into it, and we're going to talk about all the different scenarios from it. So that's what we're going to dive deep into today. Look, the draft is a few weeks away. We'll get into draft talk. That's not going anywhere, right? And when the season comes, hopefully we can put all this behind us. But the news cycle right now is this story as well as a couple of other things with the Dolphins, which we're going to get into today. So I know some of you don't want to talk about it, but we're going to talk about it. I know you don't talk about Bruno, but we're going to talk about Bruno today, okay? All right. All right, let me get into it. So basically, here it is. This is it. This is a memo that Brian Flores, I guess, had wrote to Stephen Ross in 2019, in which Flores says the Dolphins owner incentivized him to tank. Okay, basically, this is the articles that were filed. Given the reactions and the alarming demands to lose game, Mr. Flores memorialized Mr. Ross' desire to have Miami lose games and a December 4th, 2019 memorandum that was provided to the GM, Chris Greer, CEO Tom Garfinkel, and Senior Vice President of Football and Business Administration, Brandon Shore. In this letter, Mr. Flores detailed the toxicity that existed within the organization and explained the unreasonable position he was being placed in by the team ownership and upper management. 167, over the remainder of Mr. Flores' tenure at the helm of the Dolphins, he was routinely made to feel uncomfortable based upon his decision not to tank in order to secure the top pick in the 2020 draft. Upon information and belief, no white head coach has ever been subjected to such ridicule over winning and holding the spirit of the game in such high regard. Whew. Look, 167 is its own thing. Let's start with 166 first. This is basically stating that in 2019, Stephen Ross, Tom Garfinkel, and Brandon Shore, which is the Senior Vice President of Football Operations, was alerted and notified via email or letter from the head coach what was going on. From a standpoint of, I was told to lose games, was awesome, and there was something to that, right? Now, a couple of things that I was on the Miami Sports Fanatic show last night. I went and looked. Coaches are not unionized. Let's just put that out there. Flores went through his chain of command, alerted them to what the problem was, and after he alerted them, that conversation no longer happened. He was no longer told to do it. Now, whether that being it was after the fact, doesn't matter. He alerted them of a problem. The problem never happened again. There's no more need to address it at that point. Now, he also went on to say in there that further in his tenure, that he was told that he was completely uncomfortable. What is it? He was uncomfortable with the toxicity the organization was being placed by upper management and team ownership because of his decision not to tank. Now, I'll get into that last sentence here in a minute. But Cameron, what are your thoughts about this, at least the 166 part first, before we get into 167?
Well, I think it's hard to not take into account 167 and discuss 166. If you bring them, can you bring them back both back up there?
Yep.
Listen, it's he doesn't exactly say in 166 that he was demand to lose games, right? Given the reactions alarming demands to lose games, he wrote a memo allegedly when did he write this memo?
In 2019, December of 2019.
No, it says Mr. Ross's desire to have Miami lose games in a December
4th memorandum.
All right. So it's perception, right? So does he have solid evidence of these conversations happening? Can he prove it in text or in writing? Otherwise, it's
so two things, and that's what I think Gio was talking about last night on the show. Let me say this: number one, he had a problem that he addressed to his superiors, to his chain of command. It's not a he said, she said thing. It's, I have a problem. I went to my chain of command, and there we go.
But he's alleging that they instructed him to throw games.
Now, what we don't know, was there an official response from the team to him? Was there an email sent back to him? Was there a notarized letter sent back to him? Was there some sort of correspondence?
Acknowledgement. There was no
acknowledgement. And we don't know that.
And we don't know that. And until we know that, whether there is or there isn't, then, it's he said, she said.
I don't like saying that because here's the thing too. Let's get some straight. This was in 2019 in December. He was fired in February of 2022. Was he not? So this happened within almost 2020, 2021, 2022, almost a 3-year, let's say 2.5-year time difference.
So this is why I say that you cannot discuss 166 without fully grasping 167. And my whole issue with this entire thing is the last sentence in 167. Upon information and belief, no white head coach has ever been subjected to such ridicule over winning and holding the spirit of the game in such high regard. So if you remove the word white and just say head coach, then you could implicate anybody, or in this case the Dolphins. But what it does is really crumble the rest of his lawsuit, right? Because it's all based on race. He's alleging based on race, right? Some other allegations. It's all part of the same lawsuit. And that's why I have an issue with Flores, right? Like if he came out and said, as a head coach, I was made to feel this way. But he's not. He's saying it's because he's a black head coach. And it's very clear in his intention, to my point, is that if in his belief, if he were a white head coach, he wouldn't be made to feel this way. And to me, that's where my issue is. If he had just said head coach, then I would, place further validity into his argument.
All right, so let me play devil's advocate here to this, right? Over the remainder of Mr. Flores' tenure at the helm of the Dolphins, he was routinely, say that 5 times fast, routinely made to feel uncomfortable based upon his decision not to take and secure the top pick in the 2020 draft. Upon information and belief, no white head coach had ever been subjected to such ridicule over winning and holding the spirit of the game in such high regard. So let's take it for what it is. As far as Flores knew, no white head coach had done this. So, Flores, do you have prior knowledge of a black head coach being asked to do this in the past?
It's ridiculous.
Okay. Neither here or there. I'm going to get to that. The other thing to it is, and the standpoint is his decision not to take an order to secure the top pick. Because of his decision to not do that, every subsequent decision after that was questioned from him or looked at in a negative light, which means he worked in a hostile environment. You can make that argument. He worked in a hostile environment after that. Now, at that point, this is where you can have the argument for that Flores did the wrong thing. Flores, if you were working in such a bad environment,
resign.
No, I'm not even going to throw that out there because I'll say this. There's one of 32 coaching jobs in the NFL.
But I mean, his whole argument is his integrity, okay, right?
So, but then it goes back to, well, Steven, there's a chain of command. He went through his chain of command about that. Did he also acknowledge to them, hey, I feel uncomfortable with you guys, and I feel that it's based on X, Y, and Z. Can we have a discussion about this to further clarify things? Or go to the NFL and state to them, hey, look, this is what happens, X, Y, and Z. I don't feel comfortable. I don't want to resign. This is one of 32 jobs, but I'm not quite comfortable with where I'm at the moment either in the circumstance that I'm in.
So what changed? What changed between 2019 and 2022 when he filed the lawsuit?
Well, 2022, he was fired. He was let go.
Okay,
but
so
because then I think it comes into play of what were we talking about after he was let go? That he wasn't a team player, that he didn't work well with others, that he wasn't a good guy, whatever the case is, right?
Yeah.
We said it on this show.
But it's just not us saying that. Did you hear Xavier Howard say that?
I understand that. So now he's got this label to him. I think there can be two truths. There can be two truths. I think there's truth that he couldn't work well with others, but I'll also say that there is probably things that a white head coach can say or do that a black head coach is going to look at differently. Whether it's the demeanor, whether it's the personality difference, whether it's how they go about saying things and the person that's in the building hearing it is going to feel differently. Let's call a spade a spade. Stephen Ross is an 87-year-old white man. He's going to feel a little bit different when somebody tells if Dan Campbell and and Brian Flores could say the same exact thing, he might hear it differently. I'm not saying that Stephen Ross is racist by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just telling you that it happens in America. And I can hear his argument.
Listen, I don't disagree with that at all. I completely agree with there's two sets of rules, right? Yep. In existence in 2022. In this particular case, when it deals with Brian Flores, I think it has everything to do with him not wanting to play ball by Ross's rules in terms of the quarterback, who they wanted to select a quarterback in 2020, how they wanted to go about building this team or making it a competitive team, in their first year in 2019. I don't think that Flores agreed with Ross's tactics in allegedly, setting up a meeting with Tom Brady, and we'll get into that in this report because obviously that was validated and what is a thing. I think there's a lot of things here in play, but my whole skepticism of Brian Flores in his lawsuit is he had opportunities to voice his opinions earlier, and he didn't do so until he was fired. Right? He could have gone to the media. He could have resigned. He could have gone about things much differently. And that's why I say that his ego plays a lot more a part of this than anything else.
Now, Cameron, let me ask you a question. Let's say.
Let me finish. It's because it was a power struggle between him, Greer, and Ross, right?
Correct. Yep. 100%.
So go ahead.
Let me ask you a question. If it comes out in further disclosure and further things that come out that Flores did try to have meetings with Ross. I would like to request a meeting with Greer and Ross based on, the work atmosphere or whatever. Let's say that comes out. Do you look at the thing differently then? Because then you can make the argument, well, he tried to do everything in his power to do it the right way. It didn't work. Because the other thing to this is you can't say that Flores is wrong from the standpoint of how his perception and how he viewed that team should be run. It was his view. It was his way of doing things. I don't like it. I don't agree with it per se, but that doesn't mean that I'm right and he's wrong. It means that that's how he saw things and he wasn't willing to change or conform to whatever thing that Ross and Greer wanted to do in order for that to happen. Two things I'm not going to do. I'm not going to condemn Flores. I refuse to do it.
Well, you can't because all the evidence isn't out, right? So
yep.
He still has an opportunity to prove his case, which we all should absolutely listen to.
And the second thing is at least I can only speak for me. I believe that Ross asked him to lose games. I'm not going to sit here and even argue that point. Now, what I will say is, do I care one way or the other? If I'm being perfectly honest with you, no, I don't. I just want this team and organization to win. If that's the route that everybody in that building chose to go, then it should have been, we're going to bring everybody together and make this happen. If you had somebody that was not willing to go into that same direction, let them go. You could say he's not willing to work within our conformities. He's not willing to do it. Because then at that point, you fire him. He could come back and say, well, you guys fired me because I wasn't losing on purpose. Who said that? That is a he said, she said, and you did it right in the moment. That's kind of what I say. Look, I think that Ross, every step of the way, did it the wrong way. He made the wrong decision. I'm not saying that the wrong decision was, hey, go lose on purpose. I'm saying, if you're going to do it, have everybody on board, dummy. Right? If you're gonna,
and
if you're going to keep Flores for an additional 2 years, that's on you too, Ross.
So
because you knew what he was about.
If we're playing hypothetics, and to your point, like get everybody in the room and say, hey, listen, this is the direction I want to go. If you're not on board, then jump ship. Right?
Now, 100%. 100%. Now, here's what I'll say. Now, let's talk about what is going to come from this. So this is a new thing. New information has come to our attention now. Which means new attention has come to the investigators of NFL or the NFL and the public knowledge, whatever you want to call it. It's new information. You are correct. We don't know what there was response by the team. We're hearing one side of the story. We don't have the Dolphins side of the story here. Now, based on past accusations that Flores has said to the Dolphins have publicly come out and said, this is false accusations, blah, 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 blah. So it would not surprise me that later this afternoon, after the workday is over, the Dolphins release a statement to allow it to go through the weekend so nobody has to deal with it till Monday, right? And it'll say something to the effect of, based on new evidence of the accuser to our franchise, we were never made. It'll say something to the effect of we were either never made aware of such memo, or the memo was addressed and we responded to it as such and it was cleared up. Whatever the case is, I fully expect that to happen today. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Don't quote me on that it's going to happen, but I fully expect something like that to happen, whether it's today or sometime this weekend or next week, based on what they've done in the past already in this situation. But what I will also say is the more evidence that comes out, the more it makes the Dolphins look very bad, and it does not give when there's smoke, there's fire, Cameron. And we live in a world now that you're guilty until proven innocent, not innocent till proven guilty.
Well, because and we're part of that equation, right? Like we're up here hypothesizing based on increments of a little information sources, and then we run with it based on our own opinions, and that's all they are. And don't get me wrong, like everybody in the chat, and you and I included, it's just opinions. And until we get straight facts, and it looks like they're going to come out, in court, then we're just up here hypothesizing, and that's what this show's 100%. About.
Now, let's hypothesize.
Make that clear because they're just hypothesized.
What another thing came out too. So another thing came out. Steve Wilkes, Arizona head coach, and longtime assistant coach Ray Horton joined Brian Flores in the racial discrimination lawsuit.
So
that was also added.
Yeah, that's big news.
Yes. So you got those two pieces of information. You have that there. The Dolphins look real damning right now. Go ahead.
The Ray Horton part is the one that blows me away because it's just not Ray Horton.
Yeah,
it's the ex-head coach for the Titans, Mike Mularkey, who has a written statement inside that lawsuit saying he knew it was.
Went on a podcast and opened his mouth on a podcast.
Well, he also provided testimony and written testimony for Brian Flores' lawyers. Yep. It's part of the case, and that's what it blows me away. It doesn't blow me away because I'm sure this shit happens all the time, and it's been happening. And
swear jar.
It needs to be exposed. But for Mike Mularkey to come out and say, yeah, he knew he was getting hired and everybody else after him was a sham interview process. Like, that's damning for the NFL and for the Titans.
100%. Pete Steak says, who hired Flores in Miami as the head coach? Ross
did.
And then Von 954 says, has anyone ever thought perhaps Flo had this in his back pocket all along and was using it as leverage to keep his job, and Ross finally had enough? I mean, look, that's a possible scenario. Do I think that's the case personally? No, but hey, look, I don't know. I have no idea. But it is a scenario. Now,
and it blows me away only because this is the first person that came and really stepped up to the plate and said something about it, because it's been happening for decades, right?
Yeah.
Lovie Smith, when he was hired by the Bears, over a decade and a half ago, talked about it at length, and it was kind of brushed under the carpet at that time. But now kudos to Flores for bringing this about and exposing it, because perhaps maybe something will get done.
So that happens yesterday, and something else happens yesterday, and they are related, in my opinion. Let me tell you why I think it's related. So Deebo Samuel, wide receiver for the San Francisco 49ers, okay? Bear with me here, because we'll get back to the original topic at hand. Erases all of his social media accounts, wipes it clean of anything San Francisco 49ers. Before the news that broke yesterday, I would have said the Dolphins have a 0.5% chance of Deebo coming to Miami. Like, I don't see it happening. It's not going to happen. Now that news comes out along with the other news, and now I'm starting to put two and two together, because now I'm thinking, well, the Dolphins have to play for a scenario where they lose draft picks. So they have 5 picks in the top 100 next year. Those are possibly on the line to be taken away. Well, how do you get rid of that? And how do you still have secure stuff for the future? Well, one way to do it is this. You have Tyreek Hill, who is a first-round draft, who is compensation is equal to a first-round draft pick, right? You could argue, let's go out and get Deebo Samuel, get rid of 1 first-round draft pick next year, right? And now you have Deebo Samuel and Tyreek Hill, who are equal 1 first-round draft pick each. And you might be able to go out and get another star player that's also worth a first-round draft pick. You can hide draft picks in the form of players. Have them be on your roster for a year or two. Let whatever the league's going to do drop down, come down. And then if you need to go trade them a year from now or 2 years from now, you can get draft picks back, and there you go. You didn't have to worry about draft picks being taken away. I just want y'all to play that in your mind and in the back of your head. Do I think it's going to happen? No, I don't. Do I think we have a need for Deebo? Not really. Would it be fun to see Deebo in this offense? Hell yeah, it would. But don't be surprised if they start leveraging this, the Dolphins saying, well, we might lose these draft picks. We need to hide them, and we can do that in the form of players. What do you think about that, Cameron?
Still got to pay Deebo. Like, how are you going to pay him?
That's irrelevant at this point. We know that we know that Stephen Ross is still willing to put out paychecks, right? He's still signing players, big signing bonuses. We can make the numbers work. We got $21 million in cap space. We could do the same thing with Tyreek Hill. We can give him a $36 million signing bonus, sign him for whatever, $4 million, $5 million for the year, divide the $36 million over a 5-year deal, right? And then at that point, Cameron, his cap pick goes to what, 7 or 8? You still got 11 or 12 or 13 million left over, and now you have Deebo Samuel. You could make the numbers work. The numbers that shouldn't even be something to talk about.
Listen, I think it has nothing to do with the current roster and how it's built. I think it has everything to do with Tua and his success, or whether or not he proves himself to be the number 1 quarterback, this QB1 franchise quarterback for the Dolphins moving forward. They have those 2 draft picks as kind of that safety net. They can move up in the draft, trade them. They can trade them for another quarterback. Those are valuable draft picks that I think that are just way too valuable to forfeit for somebody who honestly would be kind of repetitive in this offense as it's built now. Or sure, he'd be nice, but there's only so much ball to go around, right? Like,
I'm not coming at this from a football standpoint. I'm not coming at this from a need standpoint. I'm purely coming at this in order to safeguard first-round draft picks or high-round draft picks, because you have to look at what's going to happen. There's got to be some sort of disciplinary action here for our franchise and our organization. And odds are, based on past offenses from teams in the past with different things, it usually comes in the form of monetary and draft picks. Right? So Miami's probably going to get draft picks taken away. You have to put that in perspective. You have to have that as a scenario. And the Dolphins have a lot of capital when it comes to money, whether it comes to draft picks in the
Let
future.
me ask you something. Do you think this goes according to decisions made by this time next year?
Say that again.
Do you think there will be any finality to this Brian Flores, Stephen Ross deal by this time next year? Ain't no way in hell.
No, but that doesn't mean that the NFL will still hand down a punishment even before any legal precedent takes place.
Like,
They've been known to do that.
By what prior precedent do you base that on? Because this is it very well could be out of the hands of the NFL and into federal court, right?
Yeah.
And until a decision's made in that process,
that could be a 2-year deal. So you think
exactly
the NFL is gonna? But answer me this. Answer me this. Does it, from an HR standpoint, doesn't it make more sense for the Dolphins to say, or for the NFL to say, you know what? We've gotten a lot of information, and based on the information we have here, what we're going to do is we're going to take away the Dolphins' 2 first-round draft picks next year.
Dude, if they haven't done it,
and that's going to be their punishment. 2 years from now, right? It gets settled out of court, and it said the Dolphins didn't do anything.
Right.
It's
so
easier.
why are you going to punish it? Why are you going to punish the team?
It's easier for the NFL to go and say, you know,
they're not going to do that. And why haven't they punished Deshaun Watson under that same theory?
They will. They will.
No, but they will based on after his whatever
Deshaun
comes
Watson,
out reports.
Cameron, did Deshaun Watson play last year?
That was by his own. That was by his own fruition. What I'm saying that you're saying the NFL can hand down a punishment for something that hasn't been discovered yet. That's ludicrous. The NFL hasn't punished Deshaun Watson, have they? They haven't suspended him.
But the word
the
on
Texans
the street, did. The word on the street, but
don't bullshit me with no word on the street. Has the NFL punished Deshaun Watson?
There's been no official punishment, but he sat out the entire year.
That's because the Texans had him sit out.
No, because the NFL told the Texans.
No, they
did
out. Not. No,
yes, they
not.
did.
He is not under any suspension by the NFL.
I bet you don't. Nothing happened to the Texans.
My point is, Deshaun Watson is not under suspension currently by the NFL.
I hear you. I disagree with you.
My overlying point is that we're going to be here, sitting here this time next year, and
still talking about these allegations.
Exactly, and those two draft picks aren't going anywhere.
I don't know. There is a side of me. There is a small side of me in the back of my mind where I'm like, I'm nervous. Because the NFL has done things before. They have handed out punishment before legal crimes have happened. And you can go look at domestic violence cases and see that. This is rigging NFL games. This is blatant racism.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but you have to prove it in court, don't you?
All right. The NFL did not stop Deshaun Watson. But is it not plausible? Is it not plausible?
We're not talking plausibility. We're talking facts. Yes or no?
I know he sat out all last year.
And it wasn't because of the NFL.
You don't know that. Just like
yes, we do.
No, we don't.
Go look on the NFL website of the suspended players. Deshaun Watson's not on there.
No, okay. Y'all say what y'all want. I'm telling you, conspiracy
you can't make up your own world here.
It's a conspiracy theory, and it's not far off. It is not a theory that's far off.
Listen, I try not to deal with conspiracies, man. Stop it.
Fine. That's fine. Miami Sports Music's home of the #1 Miami conspiracy.
Hey, Philip made a good point too. The NFL is not going to take picks that admits guilt because Ross is, an owner of the NFL, and don't forget Flores is suing the NFL, not only the teams but the NFL.
Well, they have to because the Dolphins are an entity inside the Shield. And this is a practice. This is a common practice within the NFL, within the Shield.
That's my point. Flores is suing not only the teams, but the NFL. They're not going to, take draft picks away from the Dolphins and admit guilt. The NFL is not going to admit guilt here. until the facts are proven in court.
All right. We could talk about this all day. We can go back and forth.
It's freaking draft season. Come on.
Well, another news story broke that we got to talk about. So former interim coach Dan Campbell was talking and said that during his tenure with the Dolphins, when the team had a player who routinely showed up to practice after drinking, but he said the Dolphins accepted it because of the player's production. He said, and I quote, "I remember I had a guy in Miami. God, he loved ball," Campbell said via Dave Burkett of the Detroit Free Press. "He was a dynamic player, but he came in every day just reeking of alcohol. He was probably on a bender for who knows how long, but God, he loved football. He showed up. He didn't have any missed assignments. He hustled nonstop, and and it's like, you know what? You'll find a way to make that guy work. Not saying we want those guys, but he loved ball and he had success, and he's still playing today, by the way." Campbell did not identify the player. Campbell was on the Dolphins from 2010 to 2015, spending most of that time as the tight ends coach and ending his tenure as the interim head coach. So from 2010 to 2015, there was a star player within the Dolphins organization. He said the guy didn't, I quote, "He hustled nonstop. He loved football. He had no missed assignments." I mean, who could that player have been?
2010 and 2015?
He's still playing today, by the way.
Well, that's I mean, we could probably make that deduction pretty easy, right?
I mean, if he's still on the Dolphins, you got to think maybe.
No, he didn't say he's still.
He didn't say it, but I'm saying if he
he's
did,
still playing today.
He's still playing. So look, I think it's one of two people. I think it's either Jarvis Landry, or I think it's Xavier Howard.
Why can't it be Ryan Tannehill?
Because he had a lot of missed assignments. He wasn't that great.
I'm asking you, why did you pick Xavier Howard and Jarvis Landry?
Because those are the two star players from 2010 and 2015.
and Ryan Tannehill was our 2016 quarterback that we went to the playoff with.
Oh, it was not Tannehill. I can tell you that.
And Ndamukong Suh, he's a star player. I wouldn't call Jarvis Landry a star player.
Jarvis Landry was a Pro Bowler, Cameron.
That was back then. I'm talking about today.
He said he's still playing today.
And
he was a star player then.
And Ndamukong Suh was the star player.
I mean, yeah. I mean, look, the other thing he said, he did not miss an assignment. And so, you know what? You might, Ndamukong maybe. But I just don't see him doing that because, I mean, and I know this is weird to say, and I don't know if it's fair, but I mean, he was a business guy, and Stephen Ross and him are like really good friends from a business standpoint.
Stop it.
I know I'm reaching there. I know I'm reaching.
Doesn't listen. Those guys are more drunk than the players.
I get it. But if we're going based on that, I mean, who played on from 2010 and 2015? That's still playing today.
I'm looking at the 2015 roster right now. It's Ryan Tannehill. Lamar Miller is just retired. Jarvis Landry is still active. Rashard Matthews isn't. Kenny Stills is still active. Jordan Cameron's not. Brandon Elman's not. Dallas Thomas not. Mike Pouncey's not. Billy Turner just got bounced, but he's still active.
I'm going to say it's either I'm going to go with my original. It's either Xavier or it's Jarvis. And third case, it might be.
Xavier Howard wasn't on that team.
He wasn't. Who was the star player on defense for us then?
And Ndamukong Suh.
He was probably on a bender for who knows how long, but God, he loved football. He showed up. He didn't have any missed assignments. He hustled nonstop, but it's like, you know what? You'll find a way to make that guy work. He had success, and he's still playing today, by the way.
How about Devontae Parker?
No, because he was not good. He was not Devontae.
He was the first-round draft pick.
Who cares? It wasn't him.
He had a 1,000-yard season.
Wasn't him.
Didn't miss assignment. He missed games.
No, we're not playing this stupid game about Devontae Parker being no.
Just as stupid to say Xavier Howard when he wasn't even on the team.
Okay, you're right. I apologize for that. But that just means I didn't realize that. So Devontae Parker or for Xavier wasn't on the team. So then it goes Ndamukong Suh or Jarvis Landry. Those are the two candidates that he's probably talking about because they're both active today, and they both were great players then, and they're decent players now. Ooh, Olivier
Vernon. Huh?
Is Olivier Vernon still playing?
Yeah, he's still playing for the Giants, right? I think he is.
If Olivier's still playing, maybe it was him. Can't see.
Grimes isn't playing anymore, so it's not him.
It's not Grimes.
I mean, you could say Jordan Phillips, but he wasn't a star player. Raheem Mostert was on the Dolphins then, and he's now on the Dolphins now.
But he wasn't a star player then, so.
So
look, Ndamukong Suh or Jarvis is probably the guy that it was that he's talking about.
And not
First of all,
and
what
not
do you think?
Tannehill.
It's not Ryan Tannehill. Oh God, no. What do you think about the report? We didn't even get into that. What do you think about the report?
I think it's a nothing burger. I think it happens more than.
Yeah.
Listen, what's his name? The running back from Seattle, Skittles guy.
Marshawn Lynch.
Didn't he say he took, a shot and a half of Henny before every game? Lit up a blunt? Like it. I think it's more commonplace than we know.
Look, I found it very interesting. That story came out this morning, actually, at 7:18 a.m. And that came out on NBC Sports. And I just was like, why do the Dolphins consistently get thrashed and slung through the mud in the national media? What was the point of that story for it to break at 7:18 this morning after the bad news day that we had yesterday? It bothers me as a Dolphins fan that we get thrown around negatively that much. Doesn't bother you?
It's so Dolphins, man. It just speaks to the ineptitude of the organization and senior management. And I think it's gotten better, but we bring a lot of it on ourselves, right? Ross brought a lot of this on himself and he couldn't keep it quiet. And I think a lot of this shit happens that doesn't make the time, the light of day. And for whatever reason, loose lips sink ships, and the Dolphins got a lot of loose lips.
Well, there is some positive news that did also break this morning recently. Former linebacker from the San Francisco 49ers, Reuben Foster, is visiting the Miami Dolphins as we speak.
Reuben Foster had a pretty bad knee injury, didn't he?
Yeah. But he's shown some flashes where he's like, whoa, this kid's good. This kid's good. What do you think about Reuben Foster coming and visiting here?
I mean, he's a depth piece in my eyes, right? Is he better than Roberts or Aguavin? Perhaps they look to the draft for a middle linebacker.
I mean, it's possible. It's possible. But, look, if we're bringing in Reuben Foster and we were to sign him, I would say it's more likely that maybe we draft an offensive lineman with that third-round pick, right?
I think we all would like to see an offensive lineman drafted. I'm going to say that they draft. Well, listen, it's draft number 102, right?
Yep, 102.
It's draft pick number 102. So I think it's best player available that fits their need. Middle linebacker, offensive line, running back. If they have somebody high in their board that, fits their need in one of those three positions, I think they go with that. It could be somebody that they like a lot from any of those three positions.
Barry Jackson, he said, per source close to team, Dolphins today are working out former Alabama All-American linebacker Reuben Foster, the 31st overall pick in 2017, who missed 2019 and 2020 with a major injury. Health fine now and is looking for a comeback. Overlap with McDaniel and San Fran in 2018.
I mean, it could be if his health is there, it could be something good, right?
I mean, could you imagine him being comeback player of the year and all of a sudden we have this stud middle linebacker and we got him for next to nothing? Bro, don't get me excited. Don't get me excited at all.
That's the kind of signings that we pay, that Greer gets paid to make, right? So,
Dolphins Talk actually brought up a really good point in their tweet. Shout out to Dolphins Talk. He said, Reuben Foster is just another case like Mark Walton, which didn't end well in Miami. Always trouble off the field, just can't stay out of trouble. Doesn't produce enough to be worth the baggage he brings in with him. Wouldn't even consider it, honestly. I would disagree with the end there. I would consider it because let's get something straight. Mark Walton, while he was playing, was worth it for us. He was a great running back. It was the off, and the moment he had the off the field stuff, we let him go. It was a low risk, high reward. It didn't work out well for us. Great. Yeah, you're right. But I would also argue to the fact that this could also be a low risk, high reward. You bring him in, you say you get in trouble, you're gone. Nothing more to it. And if he doesn't, great. We got a stud middle linebacker. Take a flyer on him, don't you?
I mean, that's the you got to do a lot of research into his background. Has he changed? Has he straightened up? Has he, is he done all the things right to, reshape his behavior? There are domestic violence charges or allegations that are against him. So those are things that are, pretty serious in the scope of culture and perception for your fan base. So, is he worth it? Can he bring value to the field and off the field?
Barry Jackson reporting a couple of minutes ago. Dolphins now up to $20 million in cap space after striking new deal with Howard, trading Parker, and Needham also signing his tender. Plenty for the draft, only 4 picks, practice squad, other things within reason, and money to squirrel away if injuries create needs or carry over to 2023. The Dolphins have options here, Cameron, and they have plenty of them. What is the more likely option that Barry Jackson that you saw here?
Squirrel away for an injury or a cut player, somebody at the, through camp that gets cut that perhaps would make sense. I don't see them going out and, who would they bring in that's a marquee player that would demand, a larger, paycheck that would add to this team? Who's out there that, Treader is probably the one that comes to mind because he's still unsigned.
It's funny because I had Daniel Oyefusi on Tuesday and we talked about money carrying over and we talked about the cap. And I thought it was interesting. I'm like, holy cow, you could take that money, bring it over into next year, because before that I was saying there's no way they don't spend that money. And now I'm starting to think, well, I think the Dolphins are in they don't have to do anything right now. They've made a lot of great trades. Their roster looks good. I think they're easily already a 9-2-11 win team as we sit, if not more, as long as a couple of things go right our way. And we could even help ourselves more because what'll happen at training camp is there will get 1 or 2 players, veterans, that get cut. Good people that can start on your team that day that are going to get cut because of salary cap casualties. And so I'm interested. I'm interested to see maybe the Dolphins are waiting till that 4th week of training camp, right leading up to the season, where they're like, all right, we got all this money. Who just got cut? Okay, we'll bring you in at $6 million. Hey, we'll bring you in at $5 million. We'll bring you on an incentive-based contract.
And JC Treader fit that mold. Like, do they go through OTAs to see where Dieter is health-wise and make a determination there? I think
Treader's going to get signed before training camp, though.
I would think so, but I'm just saying, he's probably the only viable candidate for a larger contract. I think everyone else is like, veteran minimum stuff.
Yeah,
a nickel cornerback maybe.
I mean, look, I wanted to see the Honey Badger. I would have loved to have seen the Honey Badger on this defense. And by the way, I still don't think it's out of the question that it can happen. He's taken his time. Now, he went to New Orleans, visited them. He had a virtual visit yesterday with Philadelphia. I totally see him saying, I'm going to get the money I want. Somebody's going to pay me. I will sit here and just go on visits until one of y'all pull your heads out of your butts and pay me. And I could totally see them doing that. Miami has the wherewithal and the capital to sign him to the deal that he wants to. Do they need to? No. But I think they could make it worth his while that we could bring him in. I would love to see Honey Badger in the secondary. It'd be crazy.
He's going to want like $10, $12 million a year at minimum.
From what I've heard, 8 to 11 is what he's looking for.
You still can't afford him. I mean,
you can afford him.
You got $20 million. You got to sign your draft cat. I think they don't.
Draft is going to cost you $3 million.
$4 to $5 million. You're right.
3.5 maybe.
Listen.
And now, by the way, you brought in Thomas Morstead too this week. So now it doesn't look like Ariza could be the guy.
Oh man, I want that punter so bad. The kid from San Diego State.
I know. I got you, but and I also did something this week where we went and looked at the 3rd round draft picks from Greer since 2016. He's hit on 5 out of the last 6. 5 out of the last 6 3rd round draft picks he's hit on. And the only reason it was 4 out of the, it was 5 out of the last 7. 5 out of the last 7 he's hit on. And the only reason you couldn't say last year's was Hunter Long. He was hurt, right? So you can't say that's a bust yet. Mm-hmm. So Dolphins have a very good track record. Greer has a good track record of drafting in the 3rd round. So I got to expect that whoever we get in the 3rd round, I'd like to think, I assume could be a starter from day one. So we can find talent. We can find really good role players within the 3rd round. Maybe even a starter. And I think it's also likely we take our 4th with another 7th, or maybe both 7ths, and go back into the 3rd round, and maybe we just end up with 2 draftees, 2 3rd rounders. And no 7ths. What's the point of a 7th rounder? None.
Myles Gaskin, we got 3 or 4 years out of him, right?
We did, but the reality of it is a 7th rounders and undrafted free agents go hand in hand. I do think we're going to have a buttload of undrafted free agents. A buttload. And don't be surprised, too. Here's another thing. The USFL starts this weekend. And you got to think that there might be 1 or 2 quality players out of that league that the NFL are going to look at. Miami might be looking at that. Don't knock it. Miami's been known to find talent in other leagues. Right? So, XFL and is starting to ramp up. They're doing their thing. The CFL, but the Dolphins also have a history of going to other leagues and finding talent in those leagues. So the USFL starts this weekend. Keep a close eye on the USFL. If there's a player that stands out to you, I'd like to know about him. I want to hear about him because there might be a player or two that's NFL caliber, if not more than a player or two.
I found it pretty interesting that Fox and NBC are both broadcasting USFL games, which means they're putting significant investment into that league. So that's pretty exciting. And I agree with you. I think that there could be some nuggets that fall out of the USFL that get invited to, camp. So we'll see. What about Terrell Edmonds?
Terrell Edmonds. Why does that name sound familiar?
He's a free agent safety. He was a pretty high draft pick. He played for Pittsburgh.
I mean, it's plausible. I mean, look, here's the thing. You got to realize there's a 53-man roster. We don't have 53 men at this moment that are worth making that roster. Right? So you got to think there's probably good 7 to 8 spots, maybe five spots that need to be filled, as well as we need to find some depth in some certain situations, right? So you take that into account. We need to go after more O-line depth. We need to find a middle linebacker. It's always good to bolster that secondary even more, especially if somebody, knock on wood, goes down with an injury. There's so many needs that you can go around and say, I think we're good and set at the running back position personally. I think we're good and set at the wide receiver position personally. Tight ends look good to me. I think I'm okay with everybody at tight end. So O-line, middle linebacker, maybe a run stop. Again, Ndamukong Suh is still out there. I would love to see Ndamukong Suh come back and play for the Dolphins.
I would too, but I think he'd command too much of that salary cap. You can get the same kind of snaps out of Akeem Hicks, who's available.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. And John Jenkins just got re-signed over the week, or re-signed too. But
which is great. He provided great depth for the team. I love that they're keeping the core, the continuity of that team together, the defense.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'll say this. I'll say if we could get Ndamukong Suh and bring him in here for $3 or $4 million, I would do it every day of the week.
And
and maybe an incentive base. Hey, if we win, we'll pay you more.
I love it. That'd be awesome. But wouldn't Ndamukong Suh need to start?
I don't think he's at his career like that anymore. He has to understand that.
He started last year, a ton of snaps.
Why isn't he signed then?
Maybe he wants too much.
That's plausible. Well, let me ask you, what do you think about Gronk?
Keep that drunk off our team. We just the drunk.
Filippo, you got the quote of the day, sir. The quote of the day.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome, man.
Hey, real quick. I talked about this earlier this week. There's an independent baseball team in Savannah, Georgia called the Savannah Bananas.
Yeah,
yes. I think, were you on with me when I was talking about them?
No, but I've got tickets to go see them in August.
All right, so they're going to be on ESPN Plus this weekend.
It's amazing.
They are going to be on ESPN Plus this weekend. That's awesome. I will be watching.
Yeah, they're awesome. Like I said, I've got tickets to go see them in August and up in Savannah, and I'm looking forward to it.
They have whatchamacallit? They have sold out every game for the last 5.5 years or 6 years. And yeah, I'm excited. That'll be pretty cool. Let's see. Thanks. I'm a bartender currently working, Filippo said. That's too funny.
2, 3, 4 F's wants the credit.
I said the quote first. James Long said Suh does not command the double team. I don't think that matters. He provides depth on a run-stopping deep. We have to do better there, right? We have to improve our run stop.
I mean, we always have to improve, but they were damn pretty good last year. With Davis is going his 3rd year, Wilkins his 5th year, Seiler his 4th year, I believe.
Yep.
Then you got Jenkins and who's the other guy that they have a holdover from last year. They could add to the defensive interior.
If the Dolphins went out and got Honey Badger, Ndamukong Suh, and JC Treader.
Oh,
How awesome would that be?
stop smoking Friday, Steven.
Hey, man. I'm just saying. Hey, you know what? Speaking of Friday, it is Spread Kindness Friday, and we're getting towards the end of the show here, and nobody really has donated. Nobody. All right, so here's what I'll do. I'm gonna do this right now. Between now and the end of the show, if you donate $5 in increments of $5, so 5, 10, 15, 20, whatever, it's $10.50. So anytime after now, for the rest of this show, if you donate in increments of $5, I will get you into the drawing this afternoon for the Brandon Jones 8x11 piece that you see here, courtesy of ZSM Sports. So $5 increments between now. So $5 is 1, $10 is 2, $15 is 3, $20 is 4. Go ahead and donate to the channel now, and we're gonna do this drawing here in a little while. But let's build this up. Let's grow this. And if anybody donates $50 or more, I will send you out a little special gift pack too, automatically. It's not going to have anything autographed in it, but it's going to have some cool nuggets in there. So we'll send you a couple things if you donate $50 automatically off the top. So let's raise some money for the channel, help the channel grow, and let's see if we can get some people locked in to this raffle to win this autograph 8x11 Brandon Jones, which I think is a really cool picture for anybody's man cave, right, Cameron? It looks cool.
I was peeping that thing yesterday. It's really cool.
Brandon Jones has got some good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Cesar Diaz says, spread kindness to Ross, Steven. He got you, Tyreek. What have Flo done besides cost us all the best quarterbacks available on his watch? Boy, the hate.
We're not going down that road, bro.
Ep says, I'll send you $5 PayPal for 2 entries, Steven. My name's with a PH, not with a B. But all right, I appreciate it. Nonetheless. All right, let's kind of talk about what's coming up this weekend. So we got the rest of the Masters coming up this weekend. That'll be a lot of fun to watch, right?
I'm watching it now, and it's going to be must-see TV. But I do want to shout out Saturday night. The UFC card is absolute fire.
Is it?
Fire.
Let me go look at the UFC.
Man,
UFC card.
There's 3 fights on there that are just must watch. And Peter Yan fights again. He's
all right.
fighting.
So it's UFC 273.
The Korean Zombie fights Volkanovski. If you don't know Volkanovski, the guy is electric. AJ Sterling and Peter Yan. This is a fight.
Bantamweight's the best weight class in the UFC.
Well, this is also a re-up for a fight because Peter Yan knocked out Sterling with an illegal knee to the head while Sterling was on had his hands grounded, and he kicked him right and knocked him out. And Sterling got the belt because of that. And so this is going to be a great fight. Gilbert Burns and Shimev, however you pronounce his name, this dude is 10-0 with 10 submissions, and it's going to be a barn burner. I think Kazmat kills the guy.
Barn burner.
Kills the guy. It's going to be awesome. And Sterling been fighting well. Like I'm really excited that Peter Yan's a hell of a fighter. It's going to be a great fight. And then, like I said, the Korean Zombie, who I think is past his prime, but it'll be fun to watch. Tisha Torres is on the match. Kevin Gastelum is back. I think
Kevin Gastelum's canceled. That fight's canceled.
Too bad.
Let me see. Prelim.
Yeah, go to the prelims. Anybody worth it? Raquel Pennington. Nobody I know there. But listen, to those
a lot
top
of canceled fights. 4 canceled fights on the card. Interesting.
That main card is absolute fire, man.
That'll be a good. I haven't watched UFC in a couple of months. But yeah, that looks like a pretty good card. The bantamweight, I just love bantamweight for some reason. I always feel like they got great fighters in their weight class. So all right, you got UFC, you got the Masters, baseball this weekend, Red Sox, Yankees all weekend. That'll be a lot of fun.
Marlins start the season today at 4:00.
Yep. Aaron Judge, did you hear the news about him?
$100 million extension.
I know, insane,
Worth every
man.
penny.
Worth every penny, man. What are your thoughts about baseball contracts being guaranteed, but nobody else being guaranteed?
Well, I mean, they got a great union.
Yeah, they do. But I don't understand how like it's viable because they're the sport that has the least amount of like tickets. Tickets are $5, and
The major league owners made more money last year than they ever have in the history of the game, and that's kind of why the players in the union went and demanded a new contract after their one expired and had all these new demands to share more of that pie because the owners are making a ton of money, especially with the TV contracts that are being given out. Teams can localize their TV contracts and it's provided a ton of money. Frankly, that's how the Cubs, were able to afford a lot of those players in, 15, 16, 17 is because of the Marquee Network and their local TV contract. The Marlins have the shittiest local TV contract in the Major League Baseball, and look what's going on.
Real quick, F sent $5 in via PayPal. So because he sent it through PayPal, it's a $5 donation. I'll double it, so you'll get you'll get two entries into today's raffle. Hey, NorCal says, "Hey Cameron, how stoked would you be if the Bears played at home on the weekend the Cubs played at home?"
It have to be a September game, right? That would be incredible.
All right. Hey, look, I thought we were in Chicago.
We are.
Oh, and the Cubs and the Bears.
If the Bears and Dolphins play a September game, and the Cubs happen to be in town.
Yeah, I was talking about like that might be, I might be crashing with you that whole week, right? Crashing with you, gonna be good times in Chicago, right?
We're gonna be there. Hell yeah!
I'm excited. That'll be fun.
And just for what it's worth, I'm running my Pro Football Focus mock draft. Dolphins got their punter in the third round or the third pick.
Did they really?
247. Yeah. Oh yeah. And I'm on the clock now.
Matt Ariza. I wanted to do next week. I wanted to do whatchamacallit, mock drafts live during the show.
Yeah, let's do that because I'm all about that. 1, 2, 3, 4 Eps.
Oh, yeah, so that's what I meant to say. So Eps went ahead and did that. Hey, I want to entice them. NorCal and Cameron. Could y'all give a East 32 shirt and a NorCal shirt to a winner this weekend or with this raffle?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got some here available. I've got some East 32 gear. In fact, it was the one you were wearing on the show earlier.
I don't have the pink one yet, sir. I want that one.
Yep.
The pink. It's the Miami
Vice colors. I've got this one.
All right, so there's one. All right. NorCal says he's in.
Yeah,
all right, so donate in increments of $5 right now. Get in. First place will win the autograph Brandon Jones. First place will win autograph Brandon Jones 8x11. Second place will win that East 32 shirt, the Miami Vice one. Hold that up one more time. Second place will win Miami Vice East 32 Dolphins shirt. That's fire, by the way. Straight fire. And then third place will win a NorCal t-shirt. NorCal Dolphin Club t-shirt. Filippo just donated $10. Thanks for the morning content. Fins up. 2 of the floor is yours. Please prove us wrong. All right, there we go. That's two entries in there. That's 2 entries right there because I said $5 donations now. Text me the winner's sizes. I have small through 4X sizes only, NorCal says. Got it.
Yeah,
Got it.
I'm medium through 3X.
Is that real, Morstead?
We sign him?
Is that real?
Let's see right here.
Why I got to be third place, NorCal says.
And we have to. Oh, I also have to give a shout out to our main guy, Frank Gore, who finally announced his retirement. Man,
Oh, I know, dude. I know.
I mean, he should be unanimous, Hall of Famer in 5 years. Dolphins re-signed John Jenkins, workout Thomas Morstead. There hasn't been anything talked about yet.
Epps, where did you see that we got that for that? Steven, did you get my donation from Tuesday? It was $10. Yes, Alexander. But if you donate $5 or $10 today, it'll get double because I'm doing $5 increments for today. I got 50 million people. All right.
Let's go to the Twitter machine and see what it says.
I just went on Twitter.
NFL trade rumors doesn't have it yet.
Ari Morvey covering the NFL for PFF. Ari Morvey saying former longtime Saints Thomas Morstead is signing 1-year deal with Dolphins per Adam Kaplan. Oh, yeah. Wow. Adam Kaplan of the NFL of SiriusXM. Dolphins are signing Thomas Morstead to a 1-year deal. Well, just throw all of your mock drafts that you just did out the window, bro. Just throw them all out. Just throw
NFL
them all
trade rumors
out.
just announced it. Yeah.
Dolphins have signed Thomas Morstead, punter, to a 1-year deal. Hello. Way to go, Epps.
Epps. 1, 2, 3, 4 Epps. My sources are legit.
They are. I'm impressed. What do you think about that, man?
Hey, hopefully we don't have to use them too much.
I know, right? I know. There we go. Thomas Morstead, Miami Dolphins. There we go. Now it's starting to break everywhere.
Yeah.
All right. Question for by the way, just keep on the donations coming in. First place is going to win a autographed Brandon Jones 8x11 courtesy of ZSM Sports. Second place is going to win a East 32 Miami Vice Color t-shirt. And then third place will win a NorCal t-shirt, NorCal Dolphin Club t-shirt. So keep on going. Let's go. Miami Sports Music. Donate to the channel. Help the channel grow. Let's get as many donations as we can get in right now. $5. $5 is one. $10 is two. $15 is three. And if you donate now on PayPal or Cash App, I'll double your entries. Let's go. I'm trying to go through this stuff.
Center, interior, defensive player, wide receiver, right? That's what we get in the draft.
Yep, we no longer need a punter now. Yep. Barry Jackson signing punter Thomas Morstead. He averaged 47.2 yards on 45 punts in 14 games for the Jets and the Falcons last season, which ranked 9th in the league.
I like it. So what does it give any contract details?
No, but I got to think it's not more than $1 million, too, tops.
What do you make last year? I don't know. Don't really care either.
But now we have a punter.
They did re-sign Nick Needham.
Yeah, I saw that.
Listen, going back to Reuben Foster, I mean, the guy was definitely a stud in it coming out of Alabama. But the guy's had 3 knee surgeries. If he proves to be healthy, it could do nothing but improve the team. He would be another great depth piece and compete with Roberts and Aguavin. And listen, maybe that's how he gets signed. He has got to prove to beat one of these guys out.
Yeah. 100%. Trucker Sean said rather draft the punter so he can flip the field, but it is what it is. I think you're going to be fine. Raging Dolphins Maniac says somebody on Big O show's guest Dan Campbell's player reference could be Richie Incognito. That's plausible.
Dude, Incognito, I know for a fact, firsthand fact, was a raging alcoholic, and he was one of the more dominant offensive linemen and played last year for the Raiders, so it could be Incognito.
James Cook, Delvin Cook's brother, and a lot we're linked to him a lot. I'm very surprised because I feel like we're good in the backfield. Why would we go after another running back?
Because Mostert isn't a guarantee. Chase Edmonds, you got to continue building the depth of that team. We do need, a good young running back to groom. If one of those guys, if Cook or I can't see the guy from Iowa State dropping to the third round, but if he does, holy Moses, I'd grab him.
Do you see any scenario that the Dolphins trade up to get into the second?
Not unless it involves a current player, namely Gesicki. Punt God in round 4. Yeah, we still do have Dokes, but, let's see if he even, makes it to the
Dokes was drafted under a totally different regime for a totally different
No, he was drafted by Greer.
Yeah, but for a different, scheme. I don't know if he fits this scheme.
Hey, he's still out there. He's still on the team, so let's see.
But I will say if Delvin Cook's brother's any stretch of hey, real quick, this is funny. So the Rays just had their lineup for today's game against the Orioles. What do you? This is a crazy lineup, man. Yandy Diaz, Wander Franco, Harold Ramirez.
Listen, Harold Ramirez is the ex Marlin who was traded to Cleveland and then was with the Cubs in the offseason. Go back to that lineup because I want to tell you something about the Rays here.
They're a good team,
huh?
They're a good team.
They're better than a good team. They're an excellent team. And they just find ways to win. They're an excellent defensive team, but the fact that they have Harold Ramirez playing first base and batting third is incredible. Brandon Lowe is the best player in the American League you've never heard of. The guy's going to hit 30 home runs and drive in 110 runs. The guy's really good.
There we go. Take that off. There we go.
What are you doing?
I know. I got like 5 screens on.
Sorry, I'm watching.
You're watching the Masters?
Yeah.
I'm just waiting until 141.
Hey, I will say too that Dalvin Cook's brother, he works out. Dalvin Cook and his brother work out with the same trainer that work out Tua, Nick Hicks.
Nick
Hicks.
Slim Shady Kane says he's about half as good as Dalvin.
Yeah, Dalvin's really good.
I need to go turn on Twitter for the punter meltdown. Dude, everybody's mock drafts out the window. Gone.
I just
gone.
I just drafted it myself, man. That's funny.
Done.
Talk about Lim. Did you see Lim Bowden's post yesterday?
Holy cow. Daniel just, I don't know why he did this. This is wild. I don't know where this is, but it's in South Florida. This is Tyreek Hill. Daniel Oyefusi just posted this. Y'all ready? Check this out.
You know where that is? It's downtown Fort Lauderdale in Sunrise.
Look at Tyreek. This is a girls flag football team. He smoked them.
Well, he's supposed to.
He smoked them all.
Look at Mom running after him. Why is Mom on the field?
That was, dude. I like stuff like this, though. Right?
He's out
cool.
there working out.
I know. He's talking trash to him. Come on, let's go. Uh-oh, let's go.
Look at Mom. Mom's like, I'm going to get Cheetah. I'm going to get Cheetah. That's funny. There's so many jokes to be said right now. I've already been deemed a racist in the chat today, so I'm gonna.
I know. I'm sorry, dude. I'm so sorry. You didn't know that?
It's all good.
Did you see that's too funny. Did you see A-Rod on the pivot?
Yeah, what a clown.
Dude. Funny though, man. Very interesting.
I like A-Rod, just for the record. I like A-Rod, but man, when he was talking about he grew up in the hood of Kendall, town and country. That's some rough streets of town and country.
Rough streets of Kendall.
Give me a break.
Hey, I saw this was floating around the internet. This is a lookalike of DJ Khaled at a Waffle House in Florida. This is too funny, bro. It's like 15 seconds long. Swear jar.
That is DJ Khaled.
Yo, I had to play that. Another one. Oh, snap. All right, swear jar. Swear jar there. Somebody needs to donate for that swear jar.
Man, that's awesome.
All right, Miami Sports Music's number. Oh, this is big too. Xavier and Howard posted this on his Instagram last night. I know that's not DJ Khaled.
No, I know. That was funny, though. Looked just like him.
You see that? Is he changing his number? He's changing. He could be changing his number from 25 to 4.
Why would he do that?
I'm just saying.
I'm asking why would he do it?
I don't know. 4 might be his favorite number.
Could be. Some JM. But speaking of Instagram, Lynn Bowden, man, he was pretty happy that Flores isn't the coach, and posted about it on Instagram last night.
Did he?
Yeah. And he's been working out with Nick Hicks as well.
Brandon Cooks just signed a 2-year deal with the Texans. $39.6 million extension, 36 guaranteed.
All right, brother man. What else you got?
I want to try to get all right, guys. $40 more and we'll hit our goal for the day. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 8 more people donate $5 and we'll hit the goal for the day. And then we'll do this. I'll set it up and I'll get off here for a little bit and I'll come back on to do the drawing. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. What else is going on? Hey, we haven't talked about, and this is probably pretty relevant, just how bad the Lakers are getting dragged,
Dude,
rightfully so. Did you watch the game last night?
I did. And I've watched their last few games, and here's what I'll say. So, number one, everybody knows I love LeBron. Love him. But man, this Lakers team is so bad. It's so bad. And it's I don't really understand why, because they have Russell Westbrook, they have him, they have, they got a squad there, and they can't seem to put it together. And look, I know people want to blame LeBron, and I think that he deserves some of the blame, but man,
a lot of the blame.
I have a difficult time saying that, because he's the best. He's still a top 5, top 10 player in the league.
Did you hear what Magic Johnson said to Stephen
he
A.
crucified him. He crucified him.
And rightfully so. Like, he wanted Westbrook, and he could have had DeRozan and would have been a better fit. He wouldn't have had to sign Westbrook to that big contract. Could have signed DeRozan to a smaller contract and kept, the core of their defensive team. Now they gutted the team to bring Westbrook on, and he's played 32 games this season. Like, it's crazy. And that's because LeBron wanted his way. He wanted to play GM. And so I absolutely fault LeBron for that. And then did you see the interview with Stefan yesterday?
Oh yeah, where he's like, I don't want LeBron
he's like,
here.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the man of that stature wanting to play with you. He goes, I'm good. Yeah.
Well, it's funny because him and Draymond Green they're close. They're best friends, actually. They're really close. And so I could see a world where Draymond and LeBron play with each other. The question, would it be in Golden State? And Stefan is going to win that argument 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah, ain't gonna happen. And listen, as much as you would probably hate to hear this, like, LeBron ain't winning any more championships.
I disagree with that. So that's the next thing. So LeBron is going to leave the Lakers, whether it's this year coming up or in this current offseason about to
Where's he gonna go?
He's going to end up in one of two places. You ready?
Don't
Cleveland?
Don't say Miami.
Or Miami. He's going to end up in Cleveland or Miami.
He's not coming back to Miami.
Pat Riley and him have a good relationship again. It
He's
could
already
totally
burned that
happen.
bridge.
He did not.
I could see him going back to Cleveland.
Cleveland or Miami.
Cleveland's probably the only place he'd still be welcome.
NorCal says, I'm heading out to volunteer at a Pioneer Cemetery in 15 minutes. Text me the winner's info, Steven, and I'll ship it out Monday. Fins fan for life. Guys, $40 more and we hit our goal. $5 donations. Get it in. Let's go. We got a great giveaway. We got the Brandon Jones autographed 8x11. We got the East 32 Miami Vice color jersey. And we also have the NorCal Dolphin t-shirt, the NorCal Club. NorCal says, please spread my positivity, kindness, and love to all y'all. See you today, Finlaws. Fins for life. Love it. Love it.
That guy, NorCal, man, he is the man. Doing good things out there.
Novel 2 Noob said the Knicks.
And that's perfect sense. I mean, every player wants to play in the Garden, right? Like, and that would make huge sense. And I can see that.
You got to realize, everywhere he's gone, he's won a chip. So if he goes to New York and wins them a championship, I'm just saying.
Everywhere, Steven, the Lakers. Come on.
He won a championship with them. He won a ring. It counts. I don't care about no bubble. He won a ring.
Listen, he's not coming to Miami. I'll tell you that right now.
Do you think he plays for the Lakers next year? Because he plays. He's playing 2 more years.
I do think he stays in L.A.
So what do the Lakers do next year? Because they're not going to do this all over again next year.
Yeah, they probably have to, and they get healthy. If and that's the thing that derailed the season. It's easy to pile on the Lakers because they haven't had their lineup together. They haven't seen what this lineup can do together, and I could see them wanting to get healthy and see what this team does. Like,
hey, breaking news: Brian Cashman just announced that the Yankees and Aaron Judge won't be agreeing on a multi-year deal this year. Will not. They couldn't come to an agreement, and Judge says that he won't sign his extension because the season started.
Listen, it's kind of surprising they couldn't get the deal done. Judge is clearly the best player on that team, best hitter on that team. I think Garrett Cole is the best, more valuable player.
Shake Money gave $10 through PayPal, and he said, and I quote, he said, view messages. Here they go. He said, try again. Come on now. Work for me now. Work for me. It's not letting me read, Shake Money. Act of kindness will be to give my tickets to Cameron.
What do you say?
Act of kindness will be to give my tickets to Cameron. I disagree with him on Flores, but he's not what they accused of. He's a good dude and fins up.
Who said that?
Shake Money. He's donating his $10 to to you?
Shake Money, man. DM me an address, man. I got some gear for you. I'll send it to you.
There we go. Look at that. Look at that. And so if you win, how are you good? What am I supposed to do? Just pick some random person, or you're like, you want that 8x11, don't you?
No, I don't. Me?
Yeah.
No, I just go to the Publix and get one.
The 8x11, the autographed Brandon Jones. Don't do that to Zach.
No, I can't do that. No, I told you Zach works at my Publix.
Oh, that's why you said it. Duh, yeah.
Yeah,
that's too funny. Though, did you see him and TPP have a deal now too? They're going to work together and do some stuff.
Yep, and I'm in the middle of putting together new gear for TPP right now.
That'll be good.
Finally got Solo shorts on the production line.
Solo D, the honorable Solo D. All right, hey guys, $40 more. Come on. All right, that was 10. $30 more. $30 more. Let's go.
Come on, Steven's got to eat this weekend.
Not really. Hashtag really not really. I'm trying to see. People are sending me text messages here. $30 more to our goal. Let's go. Let's see here.
Karen huh? No, I'm just watching the Masters here.
Hey, what do you think about baseball on Apple TV, man? How cool is that?
It's cool. My damn dog didn't chew up my Apple TV remote.
There we go. Alexander with the $10 donation. There we go, my guy. That's 2 more spots for you. $20 to go, guys. $20 to go. $20 to go. Let's go. And what I'll do is I'll get off. Put it all on a spreadsheet, and then I'll come back on live in probably about 30 minutes after that, and I'll do a drawing for everything. MCJB with the $10 donation. Let's go. $10. Give up one spot for Cam. I'm getting feedback. There we go. Not anymore. Bonjo said, y'all still watching the Masters in baseball? I know Cam took a few naps along with you yesterday, Steven. Get out of here.
Bonjo, I had 3 TVs going, my laptop for work going, man. We were getting after it yesterday. I had the masters.com where it's free and you can follow whoever you want. And then Major League Baseball started at 2 yesterday and had the Major League Baseball network on. It was awesome.
There we go. Bob Young with the $20 donation. Can we keep the donations coming in? Let's go. Anybody matches Bob Young's $20 donation, I will send them some cool patches and stickers in the mail.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you so much, Bob. Who's going to match? Bob, I'll send you some patches and stickers in the mail. DM me on Twitter, and I'll send you some stuff. But if anybody matches Bob $20 donation right now, I will also send them some stickers and patches in the mail. Let's go.
I'm gonna send this to you, and you put it up on the screen. Someone's watching our show and is trolling me right now. Trolling us. It's awesome.
Probably trolling me.
Definitely trolling you.
Yeah. Steven sounds like a telethon.
Yeah.
Oh, Golden State Warriors and LeBron.
No. Just put it up. You got to put it.
All right, here we go.
Oh, man.
The Golden State Warriors and LeBron James have reached an agreement. They both agreed it'll never happen. Fire.
That's awesome.
Who sent that?
No, some buddy of mine in Colorado who's watching.
Haters. Y'all are a bunch of haters.
It's pretty awesome.
That's what y'all are. Guys, real quick, anybody matches Bob's $20 donation, let's go. Match it real quick. One person, match it. Or beat it. Match it or beat it. Hey, so Spread Kindness Friday. What are you going to do for Spread Kindness Friday this weekend, man?
Who, me?
What is an act of kindness that you're going to do this weekend that you can also get people to do as well?
I am going to, I can't get other people to do it, but I'm going to chaperone a bunch of new swimmers in my daughter's swim club.
Okay. And is there something that you can tell the good folks watching this show that, something that they can look? The whole goal of Spread Kindness Friday is to entice other people to do an act of kindness over the weekend.
I'm not going to be kind to anybody. Hell that. No, listen, man. I'm trying to be kind every day, bro. I just try to treat people with respect and kindness and grace, and that's how I go about my day every day.
Brian Cashman says the final offer was 7 years, over $30.5 million per year, beginning next year.
For Thomas Morstead?
No, Brian Cashman. So basically, Aaron Judge is saying, I'm going to have another monster year, and you're going to have to pay me $40 million?
Yes, and he'll be able to get that on the open market. Guarantee it. And listen, there's plenty of teams out there who would want a top 5 player in the league with the type of production he has, who can, especially with the expanded DH.
The Marlins? Well, the Marlins.
And man, the Marlins can't afford him. But someone like Houston can.
Can't stand Houston. I was so mad when
someone like the Cubs can. Someone like the White Sox can.
I could see the Cubs doing something like that. Because I don't know how they're going to sell. It'll be tough for them to put a like Cubs aren't going to be that good this year.
They're not going to be bad either. But I tell you what, here's how fast teams fall. 2016, obviously, won the World Series. Went to the division or the championship series, the National League Championship Series in 17 and 18, and then started falling off. But you could get upper deck seats in Wrigley yesterday, the day of game, for $15
on opening day.
Opening day on StubHub.
That's sad. That's sad. That's not crazy. That's sad.
It's crazy sad.
Why?
Just because
it's opening day.
I agree with you. Plus the weather was shitty, but still, it's opening day. And to get an upper deck seat in Wrigley for $15, man, that's pretty crazy.
Who's matching Bob Young's $20 donation? Let's go so we can get off the air here. We're not going until somebody matches Bob's $20 donation.
Harold Varner, man, making a good play. He's 1 under. Oh, he just missed a birdie chip in.
Dude, Tiger hit a putt yesterday from like 10 feet plus, and it was
awesome.
It was
23 feet.
It was unbelievable. I was like, holy cow. Holy cow, man. Last year, 2020 Masters. Dustin Johnson won, Cam Smith 2, yep. Sung Jae Im 2. 2022 Masters through 18 holes. Sung Jae Im 1, Cam Smith 2, Dustin Johnson 3.
Yep.
That's funny. And
I'm watching Sung Jae play right now.
I just want to see Scheffler and Tiger today.
Hey, who are the Heat going to play in the first round, bro?
Charlotte.
They're a fun team to watch, but they're going to get killed.
They killed Orlando last night, but got killed by the Heat the night before.
I know. They're not ready to compete with us yet, but their team is fun to watch, and they're going to be fun to see grow over the next couple of years.
You know who we haven't talked about, and it's going to be exciting to watch over the next month and a half?
Who?
Florida Panthers.
Dude, Florida Panthers.
All I want is 2 things. I want them to face Tampa Bay in the playoffs, and I want to demolish them, and then I want them to win the Stanley Cup. That's it. That's all I want them to do. Nothing else bigger than that. I'm not asking for much.
They're playing some of the best hockey in the entire NHL right now at the right time,
They're playing some of the best hockey in the history of the NFL. The games that they've been winning, the goals that they've been scoring, aren't they on pace?
They're averaging over 4 goals a game.
That's insane.
Insane.
Their last 2 games were in overtime, I think. One was 7-6. The other one was 6-7 or something like that. 6-5, something.
Yeah, no, they beat Toronto on Tuesday night, and came back from 2 goals down in the third period and won 7-6.
Level 2 Noob says, Sigh, I have to bring you guys back to reality again. Heat and Panthers aren't bringing you a parade this year.
Hey, if it's not the Panthers, who's it going to be, Level 2?
Luis A says, Steven, you don't want that smoke. Lightning for life.
Listen, the Lightning, as long as they have that goalie between the pipes,
they're legit.
Are their favorite. I can't say.
NorCal says next $20 gets you a NorCal Dolphin patch, club patch. Uh-oh. That's the coin. That's not the patch.
Coin.
NorCal says next $20 donation gets a NorCal Dolphin Club patch. What? Were you looking around to see what you could throw in?
Yeah, I am. and I know Epps is going to say, don't give away my Holland jersey.
Look, Cam's looking around to see what he could. What do you got? Are you beating NorCal's Dolphin Club patch for the next $20 donation? Or does it have to be a $50 donation for that person?
The next $50 donation.
Next $50 donation.
Gets the sweatshirt.
Gets the Dolphin hoodie.
The Dolphin hoodie.
What size is it?
It's XXX.
Oh, yeah. Next $50 donation gets that bad boy. See, that's why I love you, Cam.
Let's go, man.
NorCal and
I'm doing to spread kindness today.
Next $50 donation. Let's go. Who's bringing it in? Who's got that $50 donation? 25.
Who's got $20 from NorCal? Let's go.
$20 from NorCal gets you a patch. $50 gets you the hoodie. And if you get the hoodie, I'll give you the patch too. Let's see if anybody's bold enough to do it. That Friday, so it's payday, y'all. Miss Finn says.
Tell him, Miss Fins. Tell him.
Dude, that's a fire hoodie. Show that hoodie one more time for people so they can see.
This is the same hoodie NorCal wore on the stage when he was the NFL Fan of the Year up there for the Super Bowl week. He was sporting this around. This is the one we have limited supply out at East 32 during the season. And, man, they're thick material. They're warm. Man, it kept me warm during that damn Nashville game this past season. And they're awesome.
$50 donation. Let's go. Who wants that bad boy?
And I do have other sizes. I do have large, extra large, and double extra large available.
Oh, so if you get it, they can get the size that they need.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And I have it in black or white.
Show them the black one. See, now you don't have the black one on you?
I do. Hold on. Give me a second.
Nobody's going to donate just to keep you on all day, Slim Shady Kane says.
Yeah, I can't do that. I gotta jump here. And here's the black one.
Whoo! Fire. Straight fire.
Same thing, but in black.
Let's go. $20 donation gets you a patch and you know what? I'll throw in a t-shirt, like a NorCal t-shirt. Any $20 donation matched here. And a $50 donation gets you that bad boy hoodie. $50 donation gets you that hoodie, whether you want it white or black, no matter what size you need, from extra large all the way up to 3XL.
I got large to 3XL.
Large and 3XL.
Large up to 3XL. Large, extra large, 2XL, 3XL.
Is a super chat considered a donation? Yes, so. $50 donation gets you that bad boy. If you do it on Cash App or PayPal, though, it's better.
No, you don't, Epps, man. You got to live that legit life, bro.
Thomas Morstead, man. I'm excited about him. I met his family in whatchamacallit, London 3 years ago when we were facing the Saints 4 years ago. Do you have a white one to view? Ryan AP says he just did it. Drop the links to the Cash App, Stephen D. Okay, all right.
There's the white one.
Here's the links to Cash App and PayPal. NorCal says Cameron has amazing gear. There's the links to Cash App and PayPal.
Just at the Dirty Lab yesterday, the stuff that we're designing for next season, pretty amazing. TPP's got some stuff on the grill, and we got Rex John some stuff, and
by the way, anybody who donates $50, it doesn't have to be the next. So if 2 people donate $50, we'll get you 2 separate things out there. Or if 5 people do it, we'll do. Okay, all right, maybe only 2.
But I got to roll, Steve.
All right, I love you, bro. Thank you so much. I'll stay on until somebody donates here, and then I'll get you all the information.
Hey, everybody have a great weekend. I appreciate all the feedback in the chat. You know, positive, negative, constructive, deconstructive, whatever, man. That's what we're all about here, man. We have opinions, love to share them. And this is your platform to share your opinions. So, man, I appreciate everyone's feedback and appreciate you, Steve, for giving me the platform to talk about all this smack together.
Vegas 75 donated $50. He said he wants the extra large black. Vegas, are you on Twitter or Instagram?
Steve, you take all the information. Just you get the information.
Hit me up on Instagram or Twitter, Vegas, so I can get all your information.
Give Steven the information. We'll get it out to you. Spread kindness Friday, bro.
Love you, man. I'll talk to you.
Have a great day, everybody.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, Vegas. All right, Vegas, hit me up on Twitter at Stephen D SKPL. And I'll get you all, and we'll get you set up, bro. We'll get that set up to you. Does anybody else want to do the $50 donation and get that hoodie? Let me know. Let's go. Going once, going twice. Hit the like button, share, subscribe. Did you just hit me up on Facebook, Vegas? Sandra said, just donated. Sandra, how did you donate, Sandra? No, you didn't just end the show, Cameron. Let's see here. Let's see here. Sandra, where did you just donate? That's what I'm trying to find out, Sandra. PayPal. Large black. All right, there we go. We got 2 donations. There we go. There we go. Let's go, guys. That's what I'm talking about. Great day today. Great day. Awesome, Sandra. Sandra, do you have you're on Facebook. Do me a favor. Hit me up on Facebook or let's see here. Did you hit me up, Sandra, on Facebook? I think you just did, actually. If I donate 50, you send Eps a hoodie, level 2 noob said. I sent it to your link on paper. No, Sandra, I got that. I'm talking about to get your address, Sandra. Yeah, level. I'll pay for, I'll use that money. If you donate 50, I'll pay that money for another hoodie. Those hoodies cost a lot of money to make, but I'll pay for it out of the 50, and whatever the profit is, we'll have it towards the channel. 100% level 2 noob. We'll make it happen. I love your show, by the way. Thank you, Sandra. I appreciate it. Let's go. Y'all were great today. I need your address, Sandra. That's what I need, Sandra. That's what I need. I need that. And I also need Zoe's address too. So Zoe, I need your address. Send it to me on Facebook. On Twitter. And level 2 noob, if you donate it, yeah, I will like I said, I'll pay for whatever the difference is out of that 50, and I'll get 1 cent over to Apps if you do that. I'm trying to read everything before I do my final thought of the day, so just bear with me, people. Just bear with me. Level 2 noob. There we go. With another $50 donation. Apps, send me all your stuff on Twitter, Apps. And we'll get that sent out to you. Color and size, Apps. We'll make it happen. Thank you, Level 2 noob, for the donation, bro. Shout out to Level 2 noob for the spread kindness today. Let's go. Let's go. All right. I'm going to get out of here. Level 2 noob, Sandra, and Zoe, just make sure you figure out a way to get all of your information, sizes, color, and address so I can get that stuff sent out to you. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go review everything from this week. Count it all up, put it in a thing. I'll be back on in about an hour probably to do a raffle for the other stuff. For the Brandon Jones autographed 8x11, the t-shirt and everything. We'll definitely make that happen, man. And Level 2 Noob, you are definitely Mr. Spread Kindness of the day. Thank you. Shout out to Level 2 Noob. That's awesome, man. That's the best part about doing the show is seeing people be kind to each other. And I love it. Thank you so much, man. That's awesome. Awesome. Go hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Guys, we want to hit 10,000 subscribers before the draft. Can we do it? I don't know. It'll be a lofty goal, but I need your help to do it. I can't do it without your help. So go to the channel and just do your thing, man. All right. We'll make it happen. Epps, don't forget to hit me up on Twitter, bro. We'll make it happen, bro. All right, man. I will talk to y'all later. I love y'all. You're all the best fans in the world. And I will see y'all later. Peace.